Hey world, how's it going? It's me again, your favorite, your 15th, your 38th favorite podcast, Matt Clemente, the man of many names, the myth, the legend, the guy who won't leave you alone, the guy who is probably going to be homeless soon. What's up? How's it going? I am recording this Sunday on December 2nd, bringing over my good friend Christian in. He's a local comedian, funny guy. He's missing some fingers, um, but he has a really unique story, really fun story that we're gonna go over. So I'm excited about the podcast. As always, thank you for listening. And as always, this show's brought to you by NoThirdLane.com. Go to NoThirdLane.com. That's NoThirdLane.com. It's a lifestyle brand, clothing, lots of apparel, t-shirts, hats, stickers. 10% of the proceeds go to help college kids. Scholarships, man. Everyone needs scholarships. You know what I mean? And it's a really dope brand, really dope clothing thing that's going on right now. And they're designing our t-shirts as we speak. I am in the process of getting some t-shirts out for Yellow City Comedy, so that'll be really exciting. As always, you should go to Yellow City Comedy on Facebook and like it up, see some upcoming shows. We have some great shows in December. I'm super excited about December. And leading into January, we have some big stuff planned as far as stand-up goes. I'm pretty booked as far as podcasting goes. I'm going to have some great people on here for the rest of the month. And who's my other sponsor? You already know Spitefully Spicy. Maybe I should get more sponsors. I don't know. Maybe not. Spitefully Spicy on Instagram. That's you need to search that out. The homie Colin Robinson, very funny man. He closed the show on Friday at T's Bar, and he makes hot sauce. So go to Instagram. And somebody's here. All right. I will pause the podcast. Yeah, the podcast is about to start. Yeah. So that's all that noise is. Here we go. We are live with Christian Cooke. Make sure to lean into the mic or push it over to you, so everyone can hear your beautiful voice.
I don't want people to hear my beautiful voice.
Yes, you do.
I'm a secret.
Thanks for bringing the Smirnoffs.
You're welcome.
Very Russian of you. Is it Russian?
I don't know. I don't like beer. These taste like Sprite.
Have you always had John Lennon glasses? Or are those new?
No, they're actually old.
Mm.
But the glasses I had was at a party, and some girl was real drunk, and I took my glasses, or I had my glasses sitting on the table because I was taking out my contacts because it was like 4 a.m, and she sat on my glasses and broke them in half.
Dang.
And so now I got these Ben Franklin, John Lennon glasses.
Ben Franklin, John Lennon.
Ben Franklin's the one I get the most.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's
like John
cool.
Lennon more.
Well, Ben Franklin did a lot of good things, I think.
That's true. He did bring macaroni and cheese to the United States.
Was that a real thing?
Yeah.
Because I didn't read about that.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, he made bifocals, though, so
Well, he
those
also,
aren't really bifocals.
sort of started the American Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole thing he did, because, his job was to take all the stuff people were angry about and go to King George and be like, hey, man, they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
But he was chasing after a bunch of old ladies and forgot.
Did you know he had a printing press when he was, 13?
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
You're not like him.
No, I'm not. I'm stupid.
You're kind of like John Lennon, though.
Yeah.
Because you're into Asian women. Was that the right guy?
Yoko
Yoko Ono?
He was married to Yoko Ono.
Okay.
He did hit women. I've been known to hit women in video games.
Really?
Yeah.
You played Red Dead 2?
Beat it.
Really? Everyone's beat it already. I still haven't even played it.
I plowed through it.
I watched it at Skylar's house. I saw him get mauled by a bear. It's pretty cool.
It's top 3 video games of all time.
All time.
All
What's
time.
What's your other top 2?
Well, actually, my top 3 have 4 games in them.
So that's cheating.
Well, but you got Ocarina of Time and The Last of Us. Those are tied for first. Those are 2 best video games I've ever played. Then you got Oblivion, which is better than Skyrim. I don't care what nobody says. And then you got Red Dead 2.
No Grand Theft Autos?
Nah.
See, San Andreas is probably my favorite game of all time.
I do love San Andreas. That's a very good game.
I think they should reboot it. They're remaking every other Disney movie. Let's remake video games.
I'm down for it. I want a full... Well, they just did Spyro.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
like a year ago, they did Crash Bandicoot.
I didn't see that. That's cool.
Man, it's pretty dope.
That's exciting.
It's the same game, just prettier. That's all I need out of San Andreas anyway.
It's always important. So, what kind of sickness are you down with? You sound a little sad today.
Just like head cold stuff.
Mhm.
So I've been taking Dayquil and NyQuil and drinking.
Are you mad at the world?
Yeah, I'm kind of mad at the world. I got sick, man. That ain't right.
It's not right. It's not right. So, Christian is a local comedian. You been writing any new material lately?
I've been writing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, you ain't seen me around.
Bit. He said he knew you. Have I told you about this before?
Maybe.
Farmer?
Oh, Farmer Schaefer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Schaefer, his dad was my principal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I still get dinner with him once in a while.
Nice.
When I was 18, I was in that car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Got my 2 fingers lobbed off. They were the first people, him and Farmer. I woke up in the hospital bed after my surgery, and they were towering over me because they're like 6'8".
Yeah, they're tall dudes.
Scared the shit out of me.
Some basketball players.
Yeah.
But no, that's really cool. That y'all knew each other and everything. Because he was like, I think he like hated Panhandle because like he got picked on a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of shitty people.
Yeah, he was
But
there
then
for
he-
like a couple of months, I think, because he was a senior my freshman year, and we were only in one class together.
He said you were super funny though.
I tried to be.
He said like you had a sense of humor like in the hospital bed.
I did.
So
I had to, man.
that's pretty cool.
If you get fingers cut off, you can either be depressed or you can make jokes about it.
Yeah, it's good. It was only 2 fingers, you know.
I wish it'd been more.
Really.
Look at the facts.
You just have a nub.
Robot hands exist. Robot fingers don't exist.
But could you afford a robot hand? You might have to get a hook.
I could. Just give me a hook. Peter Pan's my favorite play. It's my favorite Disney movie. I'll be Captain Hook. I don't care.
You could rock a hook, man.
I could.
Especially on stage.
I'd always be able to scratch my back when it itches.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that right now.
That's fair. That's fair. And you lost the 2 middle ones, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
2
I didn't see.
middle on my left hand.
I didn't
Can't
even
flip people
notice.
off.
I didn't even
know.
notice that until the show at Urbana when you had the bit about it.
Yeah.
But beforehand, no pun intended, I didn't know you were missing any fingers. So
Yeah,
it was
most
like,
people don't. I have friends. I've been friends with them for a couple of years, and I'll mention my hand, and they'll be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then I show them, and they're like, "When did that happen?" It's like a year and a half before we met. Pay attention to me.
So you were a freshman when that happened?
No, well, yeah. Technically, I was a freshman in college.
And you were drinking and driving?
No. I was on my way home. My cousin and I, it was actually during Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day before Thanksgiving 2015. My cousin and I came to Amarillo to go to Hastings, RIP, to see what their Black Friday sales were going to be. I'm partly responsible for Hastings closing.
Such an old statement.
I shoplifted about $6,000 worth of stuff.
I think
from
we're all
Hastings.
responsible for Hastings closing.
Yeah.
Because I would just go there for fun, like it was like a library or something,
Yeah.
and never buy anything.
I collect action figures. I could go
Really?
in there, grab a $60, $70 action figure, get it out of the box, get all its accessories out of the box, get it all in my pockets, and get out the store.
Really?
I was good at it.
That's impressive. No one ever walked by?
I was a pretty little fat kid.
Of course you were.
Nobody trusted me. Or nobody didn't trust me.
You're still pretty.
That's true. I am. And I'm still fat. I just wish I was a kid. But yeah, we went to Hastings. We got Chipotle because Sharky's was too busy. And so we're heading home. And he tells me a joke. And I laughed. And when I laughed, I coughed. And when I coughed, my knee hit my steering wheel and pulled us into the bar ditch. I pulled us out of the bar ditch, but I overcorrected. So we drifted off into the grass median, caught traction on the other side of the road, rolled across it, crushed my hand, lost 2 fingers. All that fun stuff.
Wait, so your whole vehicle rolled?
Yeah.
And where'd you crush your hand at? Like,
While it was rolling, my window broke and my head hit the road. This is all guesswork. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But I assume my head hit the road because I had a bald spot with like gravel and shit in it. And so
roadhead.
Yeah, roadhead. Exactly.
It's exciting.
It is. And I had to grab the top of my car to keep my head from going out because my car didn't have an oh shit handle because I guess Chevys don't want oh shit handles in their cars.
Yeah,
for
Chevy
some
wants you to
reason.
die.
Yeah, that's true. And so I grabbed the top of my car to keep my head from going out, and it rolls over and crushes my 2 fingers and cuts up my index and all
That's
that
crazy.
good
So you
goodness.
just happen to have like 2 fingers out further than the other ones.
Yeah.
Because it could have been like 3, you know.
Yeah,
So
it almost was 3. They thought they were gonna have to amputate my index finger for a long time.
did they find like the rest of your fingers? Like, do you have them as a keepsake?
No, well, okay, because what happened was all the skin for the most part was still attached. It was just the bone had been crushed into powder,
Oh snap!
and so it wasn't in there anymore.
So it wasn't even like a thing where it's like if we find them, we can put them back on. It was
No, because
they
they didn't get cut
disintegrated.
off or anything. They got hanging off. You could have fried up some Christian skin and eaten that on the trail playing Red Dead Redemption.
Do you think that's an advantage or a disadvantage when it comes to the aspect of foreplay?
It depends. Because there are parts of foreplay where it helps and parts where it doesn't. On the one hand, my index finger doesn't have a fingernail anymore. On the other hand, it don't work too well. I got like arthritis in it now.
Really?
Can't move it too much. I can get my nubs to vibrate a little bit. I call them my clit ticklers. They don't work too well.
The bad thing is you can't ever give yourself a stranger.
I tried.
Did you?
As soon as I was able to fully, freely use my hand again, I
An
tried.
amputee stranger.
Yeah,
A Vietnam veteran stranger.
I didn't like it. Felt like I was hanging out with my weird great Uncle Roy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
suppressed them memories.
Uncles.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens when you're a cute little fat boy, you know?
It is. You
Adorable.
get taken into the closet and you're told, hey, this is your special Thanksgiving treat. Don't tell anyone about it.
Dude, I forgot to do the intro. So let's go ahead and play that song.
All right.
Introduce the artist because you know him better than me.
This is a guy named Afro. He freestyles a lot. He's who I think I would be if I were a black rapper.
All right, this is Christian's black twin brother who's not related to him. And looks like he may be a grandmother.
Mine. 2 plus 2. Flashing lights run past on the cash on its not some dumb monkey running fast, obliterated, obliterated, a minute of hanging, gonna lift the pages, disintegrated, a minute the saber, changing the pace, banging the bass, Alex Najera, Vader's a race, raping a wasted hour to check up the making of taking shape in the game and laying the terror, the prayer recited, aiming to be shaking James in the mirror. You worse at, few short stance, black and white like aiming and his New York hat, singing and swinging a song like B. York vocal, see York, over in East Treaty, see short drowning, sounding it louder and slap you with hand powder, I'm chowder, devouring the hour with towers of powers, allowing the coward to cower, and how are you clowning the grabber of Afro, devour, a manimal scouter, now I am out of it. I'm sour as Jack Bauer and tax out, impact, mix, match, dick, smack, the founder, blind toxic, headphones over his ears, over his fears, forming syllables colder than beer, frozen over a year, showing a tear. Freestyle, now you know what I am, be rocking it. Post reaction, full souls, toes, the bass and the blows, fasten the toes, the fasten, explode the fashion with toes bashing. Listen when I get the pedicure, manicure. Niggas ought to know because I'm sanitary, manitatted with Canada, phantom, manic, the Canada, the Canada.
Wait, what about the song?
You're ruining it.
I ruined it?
Yeah.
I think I made it better.
You know, as the man who wrote the song, because I'm about to reveal something real deep,
You wrote the song.
that's me in blackface.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it's not offensive to me personally.
I'm like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. He's the best character in that whole movie.
He really is.
He really is.
I think it's funny how, like, all the people complaining about cultural appropriation and blackface and everything never bring him up. He's never brought up once.
Well, you can't because it's just so funny.
Because he did it so well.
Yeah.
So well. And he was a guy playing another guy.
He was.
So it almost like...
Well, technically,
the inception
we're
of blackface.
all the way to Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is playing an Australian. Who's playing a black man. Who's playing a Vietnamese lead farmer. So, we got a guy playing a guy, disguised as another guy.
I don't think people realize how, like, prolific that movie really is.
They don't. It's one of the best comedies of all time.
It's amazing.
That
Absolutely.
one and Superbad. Those are the two best, in my opinion.
Superbad. So you kind of got like a Jonah Hill vibe.
Yeah,
can see
I get that a lot.
The Superbad Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not like new, dramatic, skinny movie directing Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he changes styles a lot.
Yeah, breaks my heart.
Great actor though. Great times. But anyway, that was A. Does he just go by Afro?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was AFRO or something crazy.
I think it's just Afro.
But I'll put a link to that. The video is really cool. There's like 5 different versions of him with different t-shirts on. He's got like a little Aunt Jemima thing going on. But that's code number 829. So I'll put a link to the video there. Anyway, back to Christian's life. Jewish man named Christian. Tell me the story on that one.
On being Jewish and named
Yes.
Christian?
Yes.
Well, we actually didn't know for sure I was Jewish until a few months ago.
Oh, 23andMe?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it was Ancestry, but yeah, because a lot of people hear Jewish and think, oh, you're a religious Jew. It's like, no, racist. I'm a black Jew. Show some respect. And what a black Jew means is basically, it's like if you
Israelite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Jewish, like ethnically Jewish.
Like Noah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he was Jewish.
Kinda.
I think he was black, though.
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. But like Polish Jewish, so like I would have been killed by Hitler, but I would have been in the second wave of people being killed by Hitler. It would have been like religious Jews celebrating Hanukkah, and then like me Jews. Like
Me Jews.
Ethnic Jews, big noses, all that stuff.
Their Jews are interesting people, you know, because it's like it's not more, their religion is like become its own race in a way, you know?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like,
it's a weird
it's bigger than
group.
just a religion.
Yeah.
And then there's different sects. There's like Ashkenazi Jews.
Yeah.
And there's certain Jews around the world. I don't know which ones.
Oh, that's all of us.
And there's some that are just pretending to be Jews, apparently.
Yeah. There's some that are Jews, but don't want to be Jews.
And there's some that hate Palestine. Or Palestine hates. I don't know how to even dive into that situation.
That's heavy water right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very heavy water.
Let's paddle in the easy part, because, dude, I can't talk politics.
How do you feel about Palestine? Do you want to kill them all?
No. I mean, sometimes, like, the Jewishness takes over me, and I'm like, but I'm barely Jewish. I'm like 27% Jewish on my dad's side.
I recently read a Facebook post that said, whites are the superior race. I honestly hate 27% of myself. And that was your post. What did you, would you like to expand on that? You put the N-word in there quite a bit. I was just curious what your thoughts were.
You had me going for a second. I was like, when did I write that shit? I don't remember that at all. And then you said the N-word thing, and I was like, oh, no, that's not me.
Just wanted to put you on the spot.
Might have been Twitter Christian. There was a
Twitter
time.
Christian.
Like
The worst type of Christian.
Well, yeah. In high school, Twitter Christian used the N-word a lot because he didn't know.
Hard R?
No.
Oh.
No, soft A, but nobody told me. I was a white kid from Panhandle.
Dude, I got reported on Twitter for not even saying the N-word, but I said shout out to white girls that say the N-word. And someone reported me, and I got suspended for 12 hours.
Twitter's a place, man.
Interesting place.
I gotta block certain people on Twitter. My mom, my dad,
That's fair.
my old drama teacher from high school.
Both of your parents have Twitter accounts?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. My dad tweets at, like, Olympic athletes.
Does he
Like-
tell them they're good or they suck?
No, mostly to tell them they're good. Or, like, he, I think it's Lindsey Vaughn or somebody like that. My dad's a big track and field guy. And so he was in Louisiana working. He builds tracks for a living. And so he's building a track. And somebody calls him. Or not somebody calls him. He gets on Twitter because this Olympic athlete he likes, like, grew up in the town he's in. And he's like, hey, where should I go eat? And I was like, Dad, she's not going to respond to you. And then she fucking did.
Really?
Ruined it.
So now he just thinks everyone's going to respond, right?
My dad's old. He uses too many exclamation points and things. Like, he'll text me and be like, hey, exclamation point. And I'm like, what happened? Who died? Why are you so excited?
It's funny, man. That's cool, though. We got them. It feels really good when, like, someone you look up to like that actually acknowledges you exist online.
Yeah, I got retweeted, or not retweeted, but, like, Mark Hamill favorited one of my tweets once. It's Luke Skywalker.
Kim Kardashian liked one of my tweets once.
Oh, nice.
And then I sent a message to this dude on Instagram just telling him, like, I love his comedy and shit. And I didn't expect him to respond at all. And he was like, thanks, man. Keep grinding. Keep going. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even famous yet, but I still thought it was awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still pretty dope.
Yeah, dope so. And then, forgot that comedian's name. Now I'm going to sound like a dick if I try to mention her and I can't even remember her name. Never mind. But anyway, a really funny comedian from LA liked 2 of my posts on Instagram, so that was cool.
You're famous, Matt.
One day.
Almost.
No.
Like that movie?
Almost Famous?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
I haven't either.
I want to see that movie mid-90s. Since,
I do, too.
You directed it and all.
I didn't. told you, I'm not director Jonah Hill. I'm not critically acclaimed, Academy Award nominated Jonah Hill. I'm pot jokes Jonah Hill.
Pot jokes.
Good Jonah Hill.
Good Jonah Hill for sure. For sure.
I mean, they're all great, but
Dude,
just
this is the end.
This
I feel
is
like
the
that's
end, Jonah
another
Hill.
comedy classic.
Raped by a demon Jonah Hill.
I'm not feeling very compelled right now. Classic.
I love that movie.
It's one of those movies I need to rewatch. I wonder if they can hear the TV in the podcast. We're going to find out later.
Yeah,
When I
well,
upload it.
it makes it more authentic, more raw, more
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, especially when the dogs bark at absolutely nothing because they're assholes.
Yeah. We're out here making our own mid-90s.
Mm.
This is going to be critically acclaimed.
One day,
Best episode of your whole show.
hopefully.
Watch. Fuck you, Chaz.
Yeah, Chaz.
I don't know if he listens or not.
You want to
but-
start beef with Chaz? He probably doesn't listen. He actually cut my hair yesterday. He gave me the best haircut I've ever had.
Oh, he's great, man.
Let's go in on him.
Well,
Why you cutting Jews, Chaz?
Mexicans hate the Jews. They almost joined up with Germany in World War II. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, but they didn't have boats, so they couldn't get over
That's true. That's true.
there. That's funny. Actually, Mexicans are pretty racist. The old school ones.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Our parents and our parents' parents are just like, you know.
You ain't got to tell me.
That's the thing, though. I feel like every race is racist. If you go back far enough, it's just like, let's all relax, guys.
Asian people hate black people,
Mm-hmm.
and black people hate Asian people. But nobody hates anybody more than Asian people hate other Asian people. If you're Chinese and you see somebody Japanese on the street, instant beef.
Really?
Like, no questions, no dialogue, just instant throwing hands.
Mm-hmm.
They hate each other.
Well, I know Chinese hate Mongolians for sure,
Well, I mean,
and their horses.
Japan kind of deserves the hate. Have you ever heard of the rape of Nanking?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's pretty bad.
that was wild.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So I kind of get it.
Yeah, I definitely get that one.
Yeah.
Japan's impressive though, because they're on this tiny island, and there's a billion of them, you know,
Yeah.
and they're just out here creating everything.
Mm-hmm.
Every anime, every video game system, they're just crushing it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. Sex robots.
I wish those would come to America. I wish those would gain the appeal that Nintendo has. I'm ready.
There's actually a sex robot brothel in Houston. I don't know if it's opening up. I know people were complaining about it.
God
So I don't
damn
know
it,
if it's-
I love Texas.
I don't know if it's official yet.
This is the best state on the in all
Yeah.
Where do we live? What's the name of this country? America.
Texas?
This is the best state in all of America.
Definitely.
I was trying to remember
There's
the name
parts
of
of
the
it. There's
country.
parts
I
of it
lived
that
in.
are still like the Wild West.
Yeah.
You know, but we need to have gambling and we need to have drugs. Is really the only thing we're missing.
I mean, I got drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Is it-
illegal, but I got them.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't have them now, but you know what I mean.
You heard it here, folks. If you're a cop and you're listening, what was your address?
It's
Social?
5515 Southwest 49th Avenue.
Mm.
My social number is 1-800-555-5555.
It's actually my dad's phone number. So
Oh no.
yeah, he's a sex robot.
I think
the
I know your
hotline.
dad.
Yeah, this podcast is actually brought to you by sex robots. So they're sponsoring me.
Sexrobots.com.
Sexrobots.com.
That's probably a website.
Back to Japan though.
Japan.
Raping people.
Man, yeah, that was gross. I was a history major in high school, or not in high school, in college, and
History major in high school. Hell yeah.
well, kind of in high school. I took a college history course in high school, and I like learning about shit like on
Mhm.
my own, and so I was like, I'm gonna go read about all these Chinese wars, and there were some interesting ones in like the old times and like the Qing dynasty and shit like
Mhm.
that. Then I got to modern day, and I read about the rape of Nanking, where they would like cut open women and like rip out their babies and shit.
Really?
And I was like, oh no,
See, I didn't know all the details on it.
yeah, it's bad.
I just knew it was like a whole genocide.
Yeah, it was real gross.
Have you that statistic about like 20% of China is like related to what's that dude's name? Genghis Khan. Is that a real statistic?
Kinda. I think it's something like 1% or 0.1% of the world is descended from Genghis Khan.
Damn. What a baller, man.
I know. Yeah, I mean, he
Goals.
killed people and stuff and probably raped some women.
But it was for a good cause.
Yeah. Mongolia, you know. You ever had Mongolian beef?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's all I need.
Have you been to Genghis Grill?
Yes.
Well worth the slaughter of
I remember
everyone.
we used to have, I think, a Genghis Grill over here on,
There was one in Amarillo?
yeah, I think so, over on, like, 34th and Bell.
Really?
Somewhere near there. You know where that, Toot and Totem is?
Yeah.
I think that shack that's there, that green one, used to be a Genghis Grill.
Oh, I didn't even realize we had one before. That place is awesome.
It might have also just been another random Asian
It could have
restaurant.
just been an Asian place.
It just looks like a Genghis Grill.
Genghis Grill's amazing.
You know what they say, all the Asian restaurants look the same to me.
They do. You know what's super overhyped? How do you feel about pho? Because I don't think it's that great.
I don't like Asian food, man.
At all?
I don't really like it that much.
What about sushi? You don't
nope.
like sushi?
Mm-mm. I don't like fish at all. I especially don't like it when it's not cooked. I don't trust it. I'm a very picky eater. That's why I'm fat. I eat cheese and bread and meat.
It's very Jewish of you.
It is. It is. Matzo ball soup is very good. I tried that once.
That's fun. You don't like Asian. What about Mexican food?
I like quesadillas. I like nachos.
You're old school, man.
Yeah.
Very, very traditional.
I like...
Do you say the word Italian?
No, I don't say
Okay.
Italian. Although, there is a movie called Ghost Rider, starring Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, worst superhero of all time.
Oh, well, now hold up. Ghost Rider's pretty dope. I like Ghost Rider.
I just don't like Nicolas Cage.
I don't either. I hate that movie. He's got a line where he talks to Eva Mendez's character, and he literally says, "Do you still like Italian?" Now, anytime I hear the word Italian, that's what I think of right away is that piece of shit movie.
That's funny. I think of my granddad. He'd always say Italian. He'd call Asians Orientals. He'd say Italian, and he'd call guacamole Guatemala.
My grandpa just uses the N-word. I love him,
Excessively.
though. Yeah, not excessively, but sometimes.
Well, I mean, Paula Dean did it, and look how well she's doing.
Yeah,
I mean, Donald Trump's the president. Look how well,
that's true.
pretty successful.
I know people may comment and say, "Hey, Donald Trump's never been caught using the N-word," but come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I feel like if you're past 70,
You've said it.
yeah, you've said it at least 10 times.
I mean, I'm not past 21 just yet, and I've said it.
I've said it on this podcast.
You're going to hell.
It's a word, Niggardly is a word.
That's true. There are times when
That
I
sneaks
use
by.
that word, and people look at me, and they're like, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "No, hold up, look it up.
Let me explain.
Nigggar."
I've had my phone autocorrect to niggardly, and I was like, what are you doing, iPhone? That's racist as hell. My phone has also autocorrected white people to elite people, so it's pretty crazy.
As a Jewish American, I'm real uncomfortable now, Matt. Anytime I hear the word Ubermensch, I just start freaking out.
Ubermensch?
Ubermensch.
I don't even know what that word is.
It's what Hitler called the Aryans.
So they had Uber back then.
Yeah. Yeah, they went all over Berlin. That's where the company started.
How does how does Ubermensch translate?
Prime men or something like that. It's basically just another word for master race.
I see Ubermensch.
So like Uber, the company, just means like, yeah, we're better than taxis.
Well, I've always heard like Uber as in like it's a really cool thing, So Hitler coined the term.
I don't think he really coined it. It's like it's an old
But he
German
perfected it.
word. Yeah, well,
See, now I didn't know Uber was a German word at all.
I think it's a German word.
I just thought it was like a fun word, like oodles and noodles, Uber. Uber, good time.
That's what you get for not knowing things.
Yeah, I don't know shit.
They're still better than Lyft. Lyft has an I in it, not a Y.
That is true.
Idiots.
Same Taco Bell does that shit where they misspell everything just to be fun.
I love Taco Bell, though. I
It is a
can't tell
great
you
place.
how many times I've been stoned in a Taco Bell drive-thru, sobbing,
Drunk.
trying to order a quesadilla.
Why are you sobbing?
I don't know.
You get sad when you're
I
high?
get mopey sometimes when I'm high. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes
Like
when I
that,
get high, I get real fun.
Like that elephant on Sesame Street. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't know. I didn't watch Sesame Street.
You don't
as
watch
a kid.
Sesame Street?
Mm-mm.
It's very Jewish of you.
That's
Probably just counting money.
That's true. I did. I was trained how to sniff out pennies from a very young age.
That's funny. What's his name? I don't know if you probably haven't met him. Steven Feldman. He's a Levitt comic,
No,
and
I haven't met him.
he's half Jewish and half Mexican, and he had a joke. I forgot.
That's a combination right there.
It's a great combination. But he had a joke about he has several jokes about being Jewish. I forgot what it was. No, I thought of it earlier. But one of them was like he can tell how much change someone dropped just by the sound of it. And he had like a whole bit about it. Super. I don't want to repeat his whole bit, but
Oh shit, Louis C.K. is
super funny guy.
Hispanic and Jewish.
I didn't even know he was Jewish
Yeah, he's
because I knew his dad was Hispanic.
Yeah, his mom's a Jew, his dad's Hispanic, and he was raised in Mexico till he was like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then they moved to Chicago, and then he made a bunch of women watch him jerk off. Lots of Jews in the Me Too thing. Harvey Weinstein,
Mm-hmm.
Louis C.K.,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Polanski wasn't in the Me Too thing, but
I didn't know he was Jewish.
yeah.
He was before the whole Me Too movement.
Yeah.
But he was also like a pedophile, right?
Yeah,
If I heard correctly.
he drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl, which, I mean, you don't want that.
Kevin Spacey might be Jewish. I don't know.
I don't think he is. I hope not. I really don't want us to have a bad name. And then Woody Allen marrying his daughter.
Oh, he's Jewish?
Look at him. Look at him, Matt.
I just think Alan. It's like, it doesn't sound Jewish. You know?
And then Drake. Drake's texting the girl off of Stranger Things.
That's true. He's sitting there. They got a weird little friendship going on.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's another... People forget Drake's Jewish.
They do. And
He's-
half white.
He's always like, I started from the bottom. And I'm, no, you didn't. Your mom's a Jewish lawyer from Toronto. You were on Degrassi.
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah, man.
Perfect life.
I wish I started at your bottom.
Right? It's a great bottom to be at.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say.
Well, hey, I'm just saying, my bottom was Uncle Roy in the closet.
A power bottom.
Well, there wasn't no power to it. I was wearing a Power Rangers morpher because I was a kid.
See, like,
I suppressed those memories, man.
I can't say started from the bottom because I'm still in the same place I was, you know? Like, I mean, I guess I'm not because I have a job and I didn't have a job when I was a baby. But other than that, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much.
I have a degree and a job.
I don't have a degree.
It's really not as cool as they make it out to be.
I
It's literally a piece of paper. I can't tell you anything I learned in college.
dropped out of college twice. I realized actually yesterday I was at work and somebody I work with threw something at me and I picked it up. And it was like this little plastic card. It was called a track card. And I was like, what is this? And they said, oh, that's how you print things at Amarillo College. And I said, how long have they been doing that? And they were like, for like the last 10 years. And I was like, oh, shit. I went to Amarillo College for 10 years.
That
Or
was-
2 years. Don't got any
Really?
idea what this is.
That was the thing at WT. I should have went to AC, but I went to WT because it was like, oh, the college experience.
That's where I started.
So
was
then I had,
WT.
ended up with like 13,000 in college. I'm in debt right now. It's at like 10,000 right now, but still, it's
I'm in debt.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. You were going for history?
Well, actually, initially I was going for theater. I auditioned for the WT theater program my senior year of high school. I got there, didn't like it, changed my major like 2 days in, and then started going for history, dropped all my classes, started smoking cigarettes. That's where I learned how to smoke cigarettes.
Started smoking cigarettes and it all went downhill. This just
Started
became an
sleeping in every
anti-smoking
day.
ad.
Yeah, don't smoke, kids.
This podcast is brought to you by Juul.
No, don't do that. Smoking is bad and unhealthy for you.
Juul is gayer than sucking dick.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that whole joke about if you vape, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's sort of where I land. You know,
Yeah.
vaping's for candy asses.
It really
Either
is.
smoke
Really
or
is.
don't do anything.
Exactly.
That's where I'm at now. I just don't do anything.
I feel that vibe. It's just funny the way you worded it, because most people are like, I dropped out because I started, smoking crack or something crazy, and you're just like cigarettes, like the most normal.
Yeah. It was just, I started spending all my time smoking cigarettes, drinking, and watching, like Netflix. Like Jessica Jones had just come out. One night, my roommate and I got high, and we watched the Smosh movie on Netflix.
They made a movie?
Yeah.
Those two YouTube guys?
Yeah.
How was it?
I don't know. I was high. I remember having fun,
That's funny.
but I don't remember how good it was. And then I had my car accident, dropped out. A year later, went to AC, and then dropped out. in like March.
How many credits did you have?
Enough that I was a sophomore. I was a bad student.
So I think that's like, I don't even remember now. I feel like it's 30. Yeah, 30 a year.
Okay.
So 15 a semester, about something like that.
Yeah, but I was in AC for 2 years. And I was lazy. I'd do it again too. I'd do it all over again if I could.
I think I would too, because sometimes I think like maybe I should have skipped college, but then I wouldn't have met people, you know.
Well, yeah.
Like I wouldn't have got into comedy if I didn't go to college, because I met a comedian there, and I was like, "How do you do this? Where do I go?" And then he was like 806, and then boom, spiraled into me sitting in my aunt's house doing a podcast.
Oh man.
So
started at the top.
Yeah, it's like the reverse Drake. I went to college and my lifestyle got worse. That's not how it's supposed to work.
That's actually pretty common.
Yeah, it is, huh?
It happens quite a bit. I've known lots of people who went to college and then ended up just being shittier.
Maybe that should be the PSA. Like, it all went downhill when I enrolled.
Don't go to college.
It's worse than cigarettes.
It is worse than cigarettes. College drove me to cigarettes.
They do that thing where it's like, if you smoke every day, if you smoke a pack a day or something, within 40 years you can buy a Ferrari or something like that. You should do that with college. Like, within 40 years you could be a billionaire if you didn't go to college. I don't know how it works.
Save up all the money you would spend going to college, and in 2 weeks you have $20,000 because college is expensive.
That's true. It's $500 for books.
Yeah.
You know what? It's crazy to me that college professors will write the book and then charge you for it.
Yeah.
Just give us the fucking book, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That happened a lot, man.
Yeah.
Hell, I took world history in high school for dual credit. And our book, luckily we didn't have to pay for our book, but our textbook was written by our professor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know, that seems kind of shady.
Pretty egotistical, right?
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm the smartest. Here's my opinions on what happened in history. That's it. Oh, I just realized people can't see me moving my hands like this.
Yeah, he's moving his hands.
Yeah, I'm gesturing.
I need to get a narrator. Christian moved his hands as he spoke.
For the deaf folk.
Yes.
Wait. the blind people.
For the deaf folk. Shout out to all my deaf fans.
Yeah.
If you're deaf, raise your hand right now. And let me know if you raise your hand. Just send me a DM. Message me. But anyway, I was going to get back on topic. History. Do you ever feel like, is there ever truly like a subjective place to go to learn history, or is there bias in everything?
I think for the most part there's probably a little bit of bias in most things, especially when it comes to history. I mean, the facts can be presented to you, but it's always up to the presenter to interpret what those facts result in. Like, my personal opinion, World War I is the reason 9/11 happened. But other people can say, oh no, this one thing is why 9/11 happened. But every time they point something out, I can say, well, that only happened because of World War I. Which means World War I happened, which led to 9/11 happening.
But how did that have to do with, like, oil or tyrants?
Kinda. Basically, like, I'm going to dumb it down quite a bit.
Yeah, dumb it down as much as possible. Yeah, pretend like I'm 11.
Okay, there's just too much to go into. Basically, World War I, a bunch of 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and 20-year-olds got together. They said, we're going to call ourselves the Black Hand. We're fucking badass. We're going to assassinate a world leader. So they do. They kill Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the Prime Minister of Austria. Well, a guy.
Yeah, Prime Minister of Austria.
Prime Minister or President, something like that. Anyway, Archduke. Actually, he's Archduke of Austria. That's his name, Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
I like that. I like how it sounds, but I have no idea what it means. But
I don't either. So he gets capped, which leads. I mean, everyone goes into World War I. That's what starts World War I. World War One ends.
Mhm.
Germany is crippled,
Mhm.
and this dude Hitler, like 20 years later, is like, you know what? This is bullshit. Fuck this shit. He has this thing called a beer hall putsch, where he just storms this place where all these Germans are drinking. He's like, hey guys, you know the Jews did all this. Put me in charge, and we'll kill all the Jews. They're like, hell yeah. And so
Hell.
yeah, exactly. Where do you
Yeah.
think it came from? They were like, hell yeah. And Hitler
Hell
was
yeah.
like, hey, they mispronounced hell, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, and then I heard, this could be wrong, but that him and Anne Frank were working together because she had a lot of books, but they weren't really selling. And he was like, "Get up in this attic, write this shit down, and I promise you're gonna be a bestseller."
That's the biggest secret of history. Nobody knows that,
Yeah,
but you cracked the code.
I cracked the good Da Vinci.
Now they're coming to kill you. But yeah, I mean, he gets into power. World War II starts. World War II ends. Russia and America are the world's two biggest superpowers now.
Mhm.
But one's communist, one's capitalist.
Mhm.
And there are other things that happened, but really those two differing ideologies led to them butting heads.
Naturally.
So this starts the period called the Cold War, where people are like, oh, there wasn't a single shot fired between Americans and Russians, which is kind of true, but kind of not true, because all the wars that America did participate in were puppet wars. So, like, people think the Korean War was North Korea versus South Korea, which is kind of true.
Uh-huh.
More true than it is in Vietnam's case. But really, that was more Russia versus America. North Vietnam versus South Vietnam was completely Russia was saying like, hey, North Vietnam, you got to be communist, and America being like, no, you have to be capitalist.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was about to ask
So-
what you meant by puppet wars, but that
Yeah,
makes sense
Yeah,
now.
really, it was us
Our influence.
fighting. Yeah, exactly. Russia goes into the Middle East, and America's like, well, fuck, now we got to go into the Middle East. They go into the Middle East. This is in the 70s. All of these people, all of these really deeply theological Islams see these white Christian men like raping their country. And they're like, oh no, we got to start a theocracy. So they do. And they become radical Islamic countries. And
So they weren't before World War II. That there wasn't any type of radical.
oh no, there was, but I mean it wasn't as there was a lot more. It wasn't like it is today, where women in certain countries were required to wear hijabs or what have you. I mean
Interesting.
they walked around in clothes like we did. They were democracies, things like that, until revolution started happening. That's what that. You ever see that movie Argo? Came
No,
out
I
a couple
haven't.
years ago with Ben Affleck. It's about that. Iran had a revolution and was holding a bunch of American delegates hostage. They had to figure out how to get them out. I mean, that's why, what's his name? George Lucas was able to film parts of Star Wars in Tunisia, because at the time it wasn't that bad a place. So they were able to go film there. But, I mean, all these theocracies get installed. And so Ronald Reagan forms the Freedom Fighter Coalition, and he starts training and arming so-called freedom fighters over here in the Middle East, including Osama bin Laden and what would come to be known as Al-Qaeda.
Who was in the CIA, correct?
He wasn't in the CIA, but they were trained by the CIA under the
okay.
jurisdiction of Ronald Reagan. And I'm not saying like, yeah, Ronald Reagan wanted 9/11 to happen or anything. It's just he screwed up real bad. And because Osama bin Laden was like, he started looking around and he was like, wait a minute, this is bullshit. These American dudes are fucking my shit up. And so like he was sometimes friends with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein invades Kuwait, which leads to the Gulf War, which America was involved in. And Osama bin Laden's like, why is America involved in all our shit? And so he sends 4 people over to train at a airfield here in the United States, in Florida. And those 4 people fly planes into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and try to fly it into either the Capitol building or the White House. Nobody's really sure, but it gets down in a field in Pennsylvania. Meaning, World War I led to 9/11.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bias in there. I mean, that's my
That's
personal opinion.
It's a pretty clear line of events. Like 9/11, we caused these countries to revolt out against us because we had our hand
Yeah.
in the cookie jar,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. We had our hand in the cookie jar because we just won World War II. Who's going to stop us?
Mm-hmm.
World War II happened because we destroyed Germany during World War One. So ultimately, I think, my personal opinion, World War One painted the entire canvas of what modern history is. The assassination of John F. Kennedy, all these revolutions, the CIA introducing crack into the ghettos, stuff like that. I mean, that was more just like the CIA is kind of shitty sometimes, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Are you familiar with that idea of the government bringing the drugs into the ghettos and everything?
A little bit. I mean, I'm not like an expert on it
Yeah.
or anything.
Like the war on drugs thing, because
Yeah,
I find it interesting. I haven't looked into it enough, but
I do know.
I always
like,
hear about it.
the big war on drugs started by Nixon
Mhm.
was to devalue everybody that was against the Vietnam War. So, and at the time, that was mostly
Wow.
black people, Hispanic people,
Liberals.
and hippies.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And so it was people that were either on heroin or smoking weed.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, heroin's pretty bad.
And I mean, I feel like when you are on not necessarily heroin, but like psychedelics, any type of drug that alters your mind, you're more likely to speak out against the government.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there have been plenty of times where I've been high and just been like angry.
Yeah.
I'll be looking, you know,
Well,
deep, happy, liberal.
Well, even just weed itself, it just makes you think a different way. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
But you start to question everything pretty much.
Sometimes it makes you forget how to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I had this time,
Definitely.
I was at a party, and I didn't want to drink because drinking gives me heartburn sometimes. So I ate this Oreo ball that I bought.
That's funny.
It was a $20 Oreo ball.
$20 Oreo ball.
I didn't understand why it was $20.
Was it the size of a cake?
No. It was like a little round Oreo ball.
It didn't have any special ingredients?
Oh, no, it did.
Oh, okay.
Marijuana.
Okay, we're good then.
But it was
Still though,
yeah.
that should have been at least 2 grams, if not more.
I think it might have been more
Hell
because
yeah.
this is the highest I've ever been in my life. I spent most of the party standing in the corner with my eyes drooping, not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I'm going to bed, and I sit down to sleep on my friend Jacob's couch. And this girl and this guy that were at the party start making out, and then start like having sex next to me on the couch.
Really?
And
Just
they're
out in the open?
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's gone. It's just me there now.
Oh, okay.
They think I'm asleep. They're pretty drunk. They
Did-
keep hitting me and stuff.
Did you rub one out?
No,
That's basically a threesome if you pull your dick out.
I know. I forgot. I couldn't move. I forgot how to ask them to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in my head, I'm like, I want to ask them to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't do it. It's like this other time I smoked a blunt and then watched a movie that had a lot of rape scenes with a group of friends, and I kept falling in and out of being awake.
Was it the last house on the left?
No, that only has one rape scene.
'Cause that was the
that's
most-
a long rape
That was the
scene.
most brutal rape scene I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, no, it's called Lovelace. It's about Linda Lovelace. She was like the first porn star, and she's getting raped a lot by her husband. And I keep waking up and seeing like a new rape scene because I'm falling in and out of consciousness, and I'm terrified. And I keep thinking to myself, if I open my eyes,
Someone's getting raped.
they're all gonna rape me. No, I thought I was gonna get raped because I was so high.
So you were like that's probably exactly how like 70 women felt when they went to Bill Cosby's hotel room, you know?
Yeah. You know, that whole Bill Cosby thing, I remember when it first happened, my dad was like, no way. And then 54 women were like, he did it. And my dad was like, shit. Because, you know, like a couple of girls, I get like Neil deGrasse Tyson is being accused right now by, I think it's 3 different women. And I've read, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think he's a little smarmy and cocky. But I read his response, and it kind of seems like his actions were misconstrued as rapey inappropriate when really none of it
So
was.
it's more like sexual harassment than it is rape, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because they tried to get James Franco with that shit.
Yeah.
And it's because he was in a movie about strippers or something. It was like very obvious that it was for the movie role.
Yeah.
And it was just
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit like that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm full on for the Me Too movement. If you rape people, you should
Definitely.
get in trouble. But I'm not for all these random accusations that don't hold any water and people judging in the court of opinion right away. But when you look at someone like Bill Cosby, if you take away 30 of his accusers, you're still left with 24 accusers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have the exact same story.
Yeah.
And I mean, it ranges from celebrities to housewives. I don't think they all got together and were all like,
Yeah, no way.
yeah, this is what happened. This is what we're going to tell people happened. And it kind of sucks because, I mean, Bill Cosby, he wasn't like the big one, but he was one of the people that I watched as a kid that made me want to do comedy.
Yeah. And he was, I mean, a role model for basically every comedian
Yeah.
from 1970 forward.
Yeah.
And super good dude, the dad.
Yeah.
Like I think everyone looked up to him pretty much.
I mean, he's no George Carlin, but
Yeah.
he's definitely one of my influences.
But he was such a big icon because he was clean and he could,
Yeah.
a family man and
Yeah.
all that shit. And that's what makes me nervous about Jerry Seinfeld, because he's super nice and clean. Like what skeletons are in this man's closet?
He did date a 17-year-old girl when he was in his late 30s. That's not, I mean, it wasn't illegal, but like,
Yeah, a little different.
I wouldn't do it personally.
I wouldn't either. I couldn't date a 17-year-old girl right now.
I couldn't do it. I won't date someone under the age of 19.
I think I don't think I want to date anyone under 21 because it's just like I'm going to the bar. Oh, you can't. Okay, well we can't hang out then.
See, yeah, I mean,
I fucking hate these dogs. Anyway, continue.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I don't go to the bar enough to really warrant it. I just turned 21 in February.
Mazel tov. Is that what you said?
That's offensive. That offends me. How dare you? But, I mean, I kind of get it. It was hard back when I was dating my last girlfriend. She couldn't go to the bar. So, like, I'd want to keep hanging out, but all my friends wanted me to go to the bar. She couldn't go. And so, at times, I'd have to choose between the two. And so, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I want to date people my age.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like there's a huge maturity gap. I mean, especially if you're Jerry Seinfeld and you're 30.
Yeah.
But even like 18 to like 24 is like ridiculous.
I mean, 19 to 21 can
Yeah.
be huge.
Yeah, you go through a lot after like I say 22. Around from 18 to 22, you're a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
At least I was.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am. I'm a different person now than I was at 20.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of growth happens.
I hadn't done stand up in more than 10 years when I was 20. Because the very first time I ever did it, I was in the 4th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
It was a talent show at youth camp. Not youth camp, like after school Wednesday youth group at a church.
Nice.
And I went and told a bunch of jokes about RuneScape because that's the only life experience I had.
That's awesome though.
Was catfishing women on RuneScape.
Hell yeah.
I was a bad person. I catfished a woman when I was in the 4th grade. She was 25 and had 2 kids.
You're a genius.
I know. I'm a pro.
You're like Snowden.
It worked until my mom found her phone number and called her. And when she answered the phone, she was like, "Hey, baby." And my mom was like, "Baby, my son's 10. How old are you?" I was like, "Mom,
That's
come
funny.
on.
Were you
blowing up my spot."
did you have like was it through the RuneScape?
I mean, it was.
Or
That's
were
where
you-
we met.
you
and
were
then we
chatting
would
over the
call
phone?
each other.
Oh, so she knew. Like you didn't sound like a man.
No, I still don't. I just said, she was like, "Why, you don't sound 26." And I was like, "Yeah, my mom, she still calls me her little man."
So
But
you
in
played it off
reality,
like that.
Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
I'm kind of concerned about how stupid this girl was that she believed me.
That takes some balls for you to pull that off, though.
I was 10 and stupid.
Like, even if she is dumb, like, you still got it to the point to where she was like,
"Hey, baby, it's me, Christian. How are you?"
continuing to talk to you. Oh my god, I'm going to kill both of these dogs. Shut up! What are you barking at? They're not barking at it.
They're barking at me because I'm so hot.
This is garbage.
You're garbage.
I am garbage.
Sexy garbage, but garbage.
I am sexy. That's actually like a good name. I'm gonna go by sexy garbage from now on.
Fuck real Clemente.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my my whole podcast named is Sexy Garbage.
Good, because every time I see real Clemente, I'm like, I could go for a clementine.
Yeah.
I could eat a whole clementine right now.
Small and sweet.
Yeah.
And you can eat me. Take a bite.
No. I don't want to ride on that train, Matt.
That's fair. You couldn't handle this train, man.
I think I could.
I don't think
you could handle the C train.
The C train.
Chugga chugga choo choo, baby.
The Christian train. Christian cooks food.
That's true. That's my Instagram handle. Y'all go follow me.
Yeah, follow
I got some
Christian
food
Cooks
pictures on there.
Are you trying to be a chef?
No. Although, no, my name is Christian Cooks Food because when I think I was a junior in high school, the popular thing was to make
junior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. The popular thing was to make a name pun out of your name on Instagram. And so Cooke was pretty easy. Christian Cooks Food.
Well, you could make a good one out of both.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, like my Twitter handle right now, since it's the holiday season, is How the Grinch Stole Christian.
Oops.
During
that's a Me Too right there.
Yeah. During the month of, hey, Grinch could get it anytime.
Could he though?
Jim Carrey Grinch.
Yeah.
He could have a slice off this cake. I don't care.
He killed that role. Jim Carrey's.
I love Jim Carrey, man.
He's like a unicorn.
Before that, for Thanksgiving, it was indigenous person forced to be a Christian cook. And then I had a picture of my face photoshopped over John Redcorn from King of the Hill. And my bio was fugging white people.
Nice.
It was a whole thing. But that was the thing, was having puns out of your name. And so, like, my friend Sarah was hotter than the Sahara because her name was Sarah, and that sounds like Sahara, I guess. And so I was like, yeah, Christian Cooks Food. But I did want to be a chef way back in the day. I discovered Food Network. I was into Emerald. This is also 4th grade.
Bam.
A lot of shit happened
Did you say
in
BAM a
4th
lot?
grade. I did say BAM a lot. For 4th grade, we did a time capsule that we opened at our all-night party the day we graduated high school, because I went to a small school where none of the students really changed.
That's so corny.
Yeah. And I put in my 4th grade yearbook with a note that said, remember, you want to be a chef. And so we opened up our time capsule at our all-night party. Half of us not even remembering what we put in there. I pull out my yearbook, I open it up, the letter falls out, and I look at it, it says, remember, you want to be a chef. And I thought to myself, I did make some Hot Pockets this morning.
That's funny.
I could do it. I could still be a chef. But I don't want to do that shit no more. I don't like enough shit. I'm too picky to cook.
Yeah, you don't
for
even
people.
like Asian food. What do you do you enjoy cooking, or is that just a fun play on words?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I like cooking every once in a while. Not all the time, but
What's like something like you have a girl over, you want to impress her, you like, come over, I'm gonna cook some dinner. What do you make?
chicken fettuccine alfredo with garlic bread, man.
Hey, he was ready.
I'm always ready.
Always
Make
ready.
bomb chicken alfredo.
Really?
I'm real good at it.
Hell yeah.
Make the sauce from scratch, all that shit.
Do you? Where do you get the bread from?
Where do I get the bread?
Yeah.
I just buy frozen garlic bread.
Psh, that's where you fucking up, bro. Gotta get gourmet bread straight from Italy.
No.
Where do you get the pasta?
Walmart.
Gotta get gourmet pasta straight
No.
straight from Italy.
I like cooking enough. My dad one year for my birthday. You ever see that show Chopped on Food Network?
I mean, I'm familiar with it. I haven't watched it.
Basically, you know, for those of you that don't know, that are listening, all 5 of you.
7.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
You're up to 2 more now?
Yeah, up to 2 more.
You get a basket, you open it up, it's got all kinds of mystery ingredients in there, and you have to make something out of everything in the basket. For Christmas one year, my dad bought me a chop basket and made me cook dinner.
That's interesting.
It did not taste great.
What was
Parts
in
of
there?
it did. If I remember correctly, there was an apple, a bottle of sarsaparilla,
A dead skunk.
a dead skunk, some Nutella, and some spiral noodles. And so I made homemade macaroni and cheese, and then I made a marinade out of the Nutella, the sarsaparilla, the apple, and some coffee grounds, and made steak.
That's creative.
Yeah, well, you know, I
like
watched a
that.
lot of Food Network back in the day.
I have no idea what sarsaparilla is, but it sounds cool.
It's like root beer.
Nice. I don't know what it is about Nutella, but I don't like it. Like I don't like the look of it. I don't like the taste of it.
I don't like that much either.
I
I don't like hazelnut. I did food challenge. Food challenge was a thing in high school that I did my senior year,
nice.
where we had to. It was just like Chopped. You got
Hmm.
a mystery basket, and you had to come up with stuff. We won the appetizer round because we had to. Our only rule was we got this mystery basket, and it had like spices and then a ground pepper.
Hmm.
It was like you have to make a salad, and it has to be served in this bell pepper. And I was like, that's weird. And so everybody made like stuffed bell peppers. And we said, fuck that. And we made like a Mediterranean salad. I cooked the croutons. That's the only part they let me do.
Nice.
It was garlic croutons.
Garlic croutons.
I love garlic anything. I'm fat.
Interesting. Garlic's a cool thing. I don't know a lot about cooking. I usually just cook myself a steak.
Matt,
I just grill things, really.
you're
Like,
going
I'm
to
not-
hell, man.
Probably am.
I keep telling you.
I don't season things enough either. I need to learn more about. Like I use pink Himalayan salt because it looks cool, and garlic powder, and cayenne pepper.
God, you're white.
I know, huh? Just whatever's around. Lemon pepper, that's a thing too.
Lemon pepper seasoning freaks me out. How do they got the lemon in the salt shaker?
They squeeze it.
That don't make sense.
It does to me. I don't question things. I'll just accept it for what it is.
I do. I'm a questioner.
Question.
I'm inquisitive.
I could see you being like a Food Network, like funny chef. You know?
I could do it if I knew how to cook more things.
Or you could just like tour around and like try different foods and just like talk shit while you're eating it. You
Oh,
know,
so
like
I look like Guy Fieri.
or
That's
like
what you're
or like
getting at.
or like an Anthony Bourdain, but like a more depressing version, even though he killed himself. Like a more depressing than a suicidal guy type of character.
That's hard to beat. You don't get more depressed than suicide.
Yeah, it's tough. Definitely for sure. I never even watched it. Did you ever watch the No Reservations?
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. Anthony Bourdain always seemed mean to me.
Really?
I like Guy Fieri. He's nice.
Guys, Fieri, super cool. Flavortown.
Flavortown.
He was actually reelected mayor of Flavortown.
Boom, baby.
Yeah.
Donkey sauce.
I don't know enough about him either. He just looks fun.
People are always shitting on him.
He
and
looks
I don't
like I
get
want to
it.
give him a hug.
He's just a nice guy. He's constantly donating to charity. Thanksgiving, he and another chef cooked up like 4,000 pounds of turkey to serve to the firefighters in California.
That is awesome.
And then everybody's always like, yeah, but he wears hot rod shirts, so fuck him.
And he spikes his hair.
Yeah, he looks like an outcast from Smash Mouth. I get it.
Definitely.
But I still want to give him a hug. He reminds me of my dad.
He seems like a cool dude. I'd definitely smoke weed with him. You know,
Yeah.
eat a burger with him.
Yeah.
Looks
I
like
ate
a
at
fun
his
time.
burger restaurant on a cruise once. It's not a very good burger.
Do you have any chefs you look up to?
No.
I've always had a crush on Rachel Ray, even as a child.
No, Rachel Ray's a bitch.
I still want to knock Rachel Ray down.
I have a crush on Paula Deen.
Paula Deen. I mean, it depends on her cooking, but I might knock her down too. You know. But Rachel Ray is number one in my heart.
There's this Italian lady. I don't remember her name. But she's fine. I watch her show with my grandma sometimes.
See, I like Rachel Ray because, you know, it kind of depends on. Sometimes she gets a little thicker. Sometimes she slims down. You're just like, ooh, what type of Rachel we getting today? You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. And I like all Rachels.
Yeah.
All Rachels are good Rachels in my opinion.
Like Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I don't know any more Rachels. Rachel, Maddow.
No. That's okay.
We'll take that one back. She doesn't look like a woman. We're gonna move on. What are we talking about? Chefs. Yeah. So let's go on to the topic history. That's what I was thinking of. So I had an historian on before, and I think it'd be really interesting if I were to have both of you on at the same time, just so I could learn some shit.
Okay.
Would you be down to do that?
Yeah.
Like a 2-person historian podcast? Because I think that'd be super exciting.
He might know a lot
and
more than me.
informative.
I'm not super informed about a lot of things.
But yeah, no, I forgot her name, but she brought up the rape of Nanking, and it kind of like sparked it because she knows a shit ton about history, and it would just be cool to hear like 2 different voices, you know. Not even like necessarily like a debate or anything weird like that, but
Well,
just
yeah.
like, you know,
I'm too peaceful for a debate.
extra info,
I have friends that fall
extra
on both
details.
sides of like the political thing. Some are Republicans, some are liberal.
Same.
I just don't talk about politics because it makes me sad.
Yeah, politics is sad.
I ask my liberal friends their opinion, I ask my Republican friends their opinion, and then I'm like, okay, what's in the middle of that?
All the people in charge just want your fucking money.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
matter what side you're on. They don't-
Especially that son of a bitch, Guy Fieri, mayor of Flavortown, just trying to get my money.
Yeah, man, he's with all the lobbyists.
Yeah, the donkey sauce lobbyists.
Donkey sauce.
That's what he calls his special sauce. I think it's just cum.
Ew.
It's pretty gross.
You need to calm down, sir. Donkey sauce.
I'm fired up about it, man.
Fired up about Guy Fieri. You should have run for office.
I'm gonna run against him.
Do it. You could be mayor of Flavortown.
I could.
Yeah.
What kind of flavor are you gonna bring to the town, Christian? Good ones. That's my platform right there.
Good ones. Just
Good ones.
very broad.
Yeah.
I like that. So, when you plan on performing again? Because we have 2 open mics this week.
This week? Shit, I might need to go out this week then.
We actually have 3, but no one goes to the Thursday ones besides me, so I'm just there by myself.
Which is the Thursday one?
I go to Wild Bill's. And I was going to Cowboy Gelato, but I think Cowboy Gelato might be out of business.
Again?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess they didn't go out of business the first time. They just moved.
But every time I go there, like every Thursday night, they're closed. Like I went the Thursday before Thanksgiving, and they were closed. And then I went last Thursday, and they were closed. So just Wild Bill's for right now.
Wild Bill.
We got House Bar on Tuesday. That's a new venue. And we had some guys do really well. Like I didn't do well at all because the crowd, like when I went up there, a bunch of dudes walked in and they were meeting their friends. So they were all like, you know, they were being loud as shit.
Yeah.
But David and Logan both had like the best night of their life. They crushed and it was awesome.
I still remember the best night of my life was probably the first
When
time.
you got raped by your uncle.
No, Uncle Roy. I don't want to talk about him no more. I keep telling you.
Was the first time, I think I was there the first time. Was that the first time you told the story about that redneck girl?
Dip Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whiskey River.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
there.
the very first time I ever really performed.
Yeah, because I put you on Snapchat. Because
Yeah.
I remember you saying it was your first time, and I put it on my Snapchat, and that's when Farmer actually first mentioned it. And he was like, oh, I went to high school with him. He's super funny.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And see, my favorite thing about that whole story is people always come up to me and they're like, okay, but like, that's not true, is it? And I'm like, yeah, it is. It absolutely happened to me. Her name was Kelsey.
So the whole STD check thing was true as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had I forgot what the detail was on the STD check. Like they put something in your dick hole?
A cotton swab.
See, they never did that to me, so I don't know. Because all I had to do was pee in a cup.
Well, I
and
mean,
then-
they didn't put it like in there,
But still.
but like in there enough, like
Like
just barely.
they didn't even look at my dick when I got mine.
Oh, they looked at mine. They touched it.
I just peed in a cup and it said dirty on the paper, and I was like, oh, what does that mean? Like I freaked out, and he was like, oh no, it's just what we just call it a dirty sample or a dirty test or whatever. I was like, oh well, call something else. You made me feel like.
Like shit.
But I was clean, so, and you were clean too.
I was
Congratulations.
clean. Thank you. It's the best thing that's ever happened to
We're
me.
just both out here being good Christians
Yeah.
and Jews.
Hey. My name's Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I can be a good Christian.
But can you be a good Jew?
No. No. I've...
You have to stop eating bacon to be a good Jew.
Yeah. Well, that's... See, again. Racist. That's the religious Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Ethnic Jews are allowed to eat all the bacon they want. And I'm gonna.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
love bacon.
Bacon's good.
It is. It's good for me.
And no other alternative hits the same way, you know? Like, I've had some good turkey bacon, but it's still not bacon.
Turkey bacon's not even bacon. Turkey bacon doesn't even count as turkey. People think turkey bacon is like they take the turkey and cut up pieces of the turkey and that's the bacon. Turkey bacon is just sausage that they shape.
Mm.
That's all it is. They grind it up and then lay it out and shape it and season it and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what real Canadian, not real Canadian bacon, but like fake Canadian bacon. People are like, that's just ham. It's not even ham. It's a sausage made out of ham.
Interesting.
Yeah. People don't realize a lot of that stuff.
Canadian bacon goes hard, though.
I do love Canadian bacon. It's the best pizza topping.
Absolutely.
Except for,
Hands down.
I will say, LaBella's, their bacon pizza is the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Is it?
If anyone who works at LaBella's is listening, shout out to you.
Shout out to all one of you.
Yeah.
Show this podcast to your friend at LaBella's. And be like, hey, an hour or so in, they mention you.
Please do. I love LaBella's. That's good eating.
Kaylee Mays, that's her name. I was going through to find that episode where we talked about history. We talked about Alexander Graham Bell killing deaf kids. Adolf Hitler, World War II. The Titanic, the rape of Nanking. Wilhelm Gustloff, Black Jesus. I think I asked her about Black Jesus. And then we talked about a lot of conspiracy theories, really. So
I do love conspiracy theories.
and they're fun.
They power me.
Power on. Yeah, I was gonna ask, since you mentioned 9/11, what your thoughts were on that conspiracy.
I think, at worst, America, like the government knew it was coming and let it happen. At worst. I'm not saying that's what happened, but at worst, that's what happened. But most likely, it's just an unfortunate thing that happened happened to luckily work out in President Dick Cheney's best interests.
Yeah.
Because George W. Bush is a puppet president.
For sure.
They got that movie coming out by Adam McKay with Christian Bale. Vice. I'm excited to see that.
It's about George Bush?
Dick Cheney. Christian Bale gained a lot of weight to play Dick Cheney.
Dude, I was just talking about to Skyler with this the other day. Christian Bale, that dude is like just a great actor just based on the fact that the way he gets in a character. Like there was a boxing movie where he was the trainer and he was like super anorexic.
Yeah.
And then he'll gain weight.
What was that movie? That was a good movie. It had Mark Wahlberg in it.
Yeah.
Based on a true story.
He goes all the way in.
Yeah.
For every role. It's impressive.
Oh, The Fighter. That's what it was. Yeah. I love Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale's awesome.
This movie is going to be awesome. It's a comedy. What's his name? Sam Rockwell is playing Dick Cheney.
Hell yeah.
Steve Carell is playing somebody. Rutherford? I think it's some guy named Rutherford.
Steve Carell's interesting too, because he can get very serious.
It freaks me out. Because I don't want to see Michael Scott doing that.
Yeah, right?
I don't like it.
Like ever since The Office, you want him to be Michael Scott in every role. And then you're just like, oh, this isn't Michael Scott. What's going on?
It's like he did this movie called Foxcatcher. That movie was fucked up.
Really?
He killed Mark Ruffalo in that movie.
Nice.
Shot him
Mark
to
Ruffalo.
death.
Not a convincing Hulk, but
How dare you? Look, as the comic book authority on this podcast
That's true.
today,
You're more of authority than I am.
It's true. I know everything about everything involving superheroes. Not everything, but I know a lot. I know more than any person should.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think about Batman vs Superman? That pissed you off? Because I feel like a lot of people that were into it, like knew all the details and everything, were like, "This is bullshit." But I thought it was cool in the sense of how dark it was.
I hate that movie.
I liked the fact that because I always wanted like a bad Batman. I wanted a Batman that didn't give a fuck and would shoot people and would be like, "I'm not gonna save your ass. I'll fucking stomp you out." So that I liked that aspect of it.
I will say, Ben Affleck is the most comic book accurate Batman I've ever seen on screen.
Really?
Excluding him killing the parts where he kills people, but like the rest of it, like the way he fights people, the way he acts, the way he looks, it's Batman. That's Batman to me. It's not Michael Keaton. It's definitely not Christian Bale. Christian Bale is one of my least favorite.
That's interesting.
I don't like Christian Bale because Christian Bale never nailed the dichotomy of the two. He was great as Batman, but he wasn't good as Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's supposed to be a cocky, happy-go-lucky, playboy kind of dude, and even as Christian Bale, he was kind of serious all the time. Ben Affleck nailed it.
Mm.
Nailed it. In public, he's real fun and flirty and delightful. I loved him as Batman. I just hated the movies. I even like Henry Cavill's look as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they'd wrote Superman better. Henry Cavill's a great actor.
I've never been a fan of the idea of Superman to where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm 99.9% invincible.
Yeah. Superman's a
like-
bitch of a character.
And I have 15 different superpowers.
The best one is Spider-Man. Everybody knows that. Spider-Man can still be killed by a bullet.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can get shot, that's fine. People are like, Batman can get shot, which is true, but then you say you're going to shoot Batman, and they're like, no, because Batman would have thought of that. It would have stopped you before you could shoot
And
him.
then Batman just pulls inventions out of his ass.
Yeah.
He's just like, I just made 15 new inventions last night.
Spider-Man punches people. I like Spider-Man because, Spider-Man can punches people, but he also holds back. So, there's this run in the comics called Superior Spider-Man, where Peter Parker, his consciousness dies or gets transferred. What's his face? Dr. Octopus is dying. And Dr. Octopus switches bodies with Peter Parker. So, his mind is transferred into Peter Parker's body. Peter's is transferred into his body, so he dies. It's real stupid. But when he becomes Spider-Man, because he decides he's going to be the best version of Spider-Man that anyone could be to prove he's better than Peter. And in his first fight with Scorpion, he hits Scorpion so hard his jaw comes off. And he's like, oh shit, so all this time I've been fighting Spider-Man, he's been holding back a lot. Because, there's a comic, Spider-Man's killed two people in the comics, both women. He's kind of a piece of shit.
Wait, how did he kill both women?
He killed a girl named, his first true love in the comics, my personal favorite of all the women he's dated, Gwen Stacy. Green Goblin threw her off of...
Gwen Stacy bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad bitch.
He threw her off of this ledge in a clock tower. Peter went to rescue her. When he web-zipped her, the force of her stop cracked her neck. He killed her accidentally. Then there's this
And
girl
they put that in the comics?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's actually one of the most pivotal comic books ever written because it changed the way comic books were written from then on because a superhero never failed like that before. Now they were.
I was into
able
comics
to.
as a kid. I mean, I kind of was only for like a year or so. But the comics have never had to be politically correct or anything, They've never had to follow that storyline of the hero has to overcome this and this and that and then win.
Well, it used to be where the hero overcame everything. Then Peter Parker accidentally killed Gwen Stacy.
That's interesting.
Changed comic books forever. See, I didn't have sex with anyone until I was out of high school, so I had a lot of time to read comic books.
Bro, same.
And then there's this comic called Spider-Man vs. Wolverine. Also came out in either the 80s or the 90s. I don't remember.
Wow. Does anyone die?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you're about to tell me a woman dies.
Yeah. So it's about this Russian woman named Charlie, or Charlemagne is her code name.
Charlemagne the God.
Yeah. Sure. Shut up, man. I hate you.
You don't watch Breakfast Club?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead. Sorry. You can hate me. It's fine.
I'll kill you.
I hate you too.
Wolverine's dating her, and he's like, dude, be cool to Spider-Man. 'Cause Spider-Man's like, no, she's a spy. We got to take her in. He's like, no, just relax. I'll handle it.
So Wolverine's blinded by pussy.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So they start fighting. Spider-Man's like, I know Wolverine can't die. I'm not holding back. And he goes to punch Wolverine, and Wolverine moves. And he hits Charlie in the head.
Oh.
And her head explodes.
For real, in the comic.
Not explodes, but it's turned into mush.
She's done.
She died hard. Because, there's still people that argue whether or
Where
not
your face, girl?
Spider-Man killed Gwen Stacy, even though I think he did, because I think it's important to the character that he did. But he definitely killed this woman. Punched her in the head so hard, her head just stopped.
Wow.
It stopped existing.
Did it show the image of it, in the comic book?
Kind of. It was silhouetted.
Oh, okay. Damn.
It was brutal.
And so that would have had to cause bad blood with Wolverine, right? What happens?
It did.
What happens after?
I don't really know too much. There was some beef for a while. They have an on and off again relationship anyway.
I never knew X-Men crossed over into the Spider-Man
Yeah, I mean they all exist
realm.
in the same world
Yeah, that's interesting.
together, just not in the movies because of how film rights are distributed.
Makes sense. Makes
Because
sense.
nobody wants me to be happy. Although Disney just bought Fox, which
Mhm.
means they got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four,
Oh
so they
shit.
can start putting them into the Avengers movies.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Fantastic Four, but X-Men's awesome.
I care about Fantastic Four. I want a good Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is awesome in the comics. I want good Fantastic Four in
Is
the
it?
movies.
Because I didn't the first movies. They only made 2 of them, but I didn't. I watched the first one. I was like, this is kind of corny.
Yeah, I've seen. There's a movie they made in 1994 that's real bad, real corny. Then there's the 2 Fantastic Four movies from the early 2000s that suck, and then there's Fant Four Stick, that reboot that they did where they made the Human Torch black and they made his sister white, which I don't understand. I don't mind. There are certain characters that I think should stay how they are, like Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man, Peter Parker specifically, should be a white Jewish New Yorker.
Oh, Spider-Man's Jewish?
Yeah.
See, I never even knew that.
Yeah. I mean, it's never explicitly stated, but Stan Lee modeled Spider-Man after himself. Stan Lee is very Jewish.
I see. I didn't even know he was Jewish.
Yeah, his full name is
Interesting.
Stanley Martin Lieber.
Oh, very Jewish.
Yeah. And so I think Spider-Man should be like Jewish, a white Jewish American.
Yeah.
Black Panther should
Yeah.
be, a black African
mean,
prince, stuff like that.
I don't think we should be changing people's character just to be more diverse. Like
Yeah, I
it'd
don't
be
think-
weird if Black Panther was a white guy. It'd be weird if Boys in the Hood had an all-white cast. Like,
Yeah.
that shit would be.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
whack.
there's certain times where I don't care. Like if they wanted to make the Human Torch black in the Fantastic Four movie,
Mhm.
if that actor was who they thought was the
Yeah.
best actor that fit the character the
Mhm.
best, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Just
But doing it
Either
for,
make
doing
them
it for the
both-
sake of, oh, we're doing this for equality is
well,
fucking
yeah.
stupid.
I mean, but then they had his sister in the movie, and she's white.
Hmm.
Either make them both black or make them both white.
well, one's adopted.
You don't. That's exactly what it was, and it added an unnecessary angle that I didn't think there needed to be.
Oh, okay.
Either make them both black or both white. I don't really care. Their skin
Mhm.
color doesn't matter to them. Peter Parker's matters because he's one of the only Jewish superheroes that I have. God damn it.
There will be a black James Bond though. Idris Elba.
I'm down with it, man. I
Yeah, he's-
love Idris Elba.
He's a fucking awesome actor.
I love that dude.
Great dude.
James Bond doesn't really matter though.
Yeah, I've never even been big on James. I mean, all he does is fuck mad bitches and
Yeah, that's
and shoot
that's
bad
his whole
guys.
job. People freaked out when they made him blonde when they cast Daniel Craig.
Really?
Yeah,
Daniel
people are
Craig
always
did a
gonna
good
freak
job.
out. I love Daniel Craig. I think he's great. Some of the best Bond movies of all time. Some of the worst ones, but
I think
some of the best ones.
I think he was less corny than several of the
Oh, yeah.
Bonds because there's been like 5 or 6.
He's probably, well, almost definitely the least corny because he's not, he doesn't have any volcano layers or
Mhm.
crazy wacky gadgets. Invisible cars, stuff like that. And maybe Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye. That one's not corny, really. That's my favorite James Bond movie.
Nice. What's your superhero movies?
My favorite
rank your
superhero
top
movies?
top 3, top 5 maybe.
Top 3, top 5. I think it's got to be Infinity War, Spider-Man 2, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Nice. See, I never saw Winter Soldier
Winter Soldier
or Infinity War.
Infinity War. Winter Soldier is the best superhero movie of all time.
Really?
It's the best one. It's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing I would change about that movie. It is, in my opinion, perfect.
Nice.
It's so good. And then Infinity War. I mean, Infinity War is a 9.5 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
There are a couple things. I would give certain characters more screen time.
Is that the most recent Avengers?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Infinity War, and I guess there's Ant-Man and the Wasp, which came out like a month later. And then there's going to be Captain Marvel in March, and then there's going to be Avengers 4 in May.
I saw 10 minutes of Infinity War. I saw when the Hulk got fucked up and lost his powers for the rest of the movie, and then I saw like when everyone was fading out.
Yeah.
And I think I saw the scene like it was where Iron Man was like fighting Thanos like one-on-one,
Yeah.
and he was like holding his own against him. But I forgot what happened after that.
Man, I cried in the theater when Spider-Man evaporated.
That was sad.
I cried.
I didn't even see the whole everything leading up to that. I haven't even seen the newer Spider-Man where he's the Spider-Man, but it looks
That's the best Spider-Man
It looks
movie ever
interesting.
made. That's
Really?
the best one.
But you just said Spider-Man 2 was your top 3.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with that movie.
Mhm.
But Spider-Man Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie because it's the most Spider-Man.
See, I need to get into superhero movies. I also need to get into anime. I've been telling myself I'm gonna watch these anime shows.
I keep trying. I don't have anything against people that are into anime and get into it.
Well, I see people like share videos on Facebook of like Naruto and shit, and the fight scenes are fucking epic. Like
Yeah.
I've never been into it before, but it's like, man, maybe I should check it out.
I think Dragon Ball Z ruined anime for me because you would have a fight scene start in like episode 50.
Hmm.
And they wouldn't even actually be fighting until episode 60.
Yeah, they'd just be sitting there being like, he has really good energy.
I have really good energy. I must defeat him.
I need more Dragon Balls.
I still came home and watched it on Toonami every day after school.
Yeah, I did too.
Every day.
That's
then I
all.
watched Samurai Jack.
I'd watch it after school, and then I'd go to school the next day and talk to my best friend and be like, hey, did you see the episode yesterday? And be like, yeah, we both yeah, we just talk about Dragon Ball Z.
Or Power Rangers.
It was.
I watched a lot of Power Rangers.
I watched a lot of SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah, SpongeBob too. R.I.P. Steve Hillenburg.
Hell yeah, R.I.P. man.
That makes me sad.
SpongeBob had such a big impact on our generation, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, half my humor comes from SpongeBob.
So that's how I learned about photosynthesis.
Yeah, me too. I watched SpongeBob nonstop from like birth to now.
Great show, man.
I watch every season leading up to the first movie, and then after that, I don't watch too many episodes because
It's a
they're
good
not
movie.
as good.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything more recent, but yeah, that was my jam for a while.
I loved SpongeBob. I loved Power Rangers, Blue's Clues, Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah,
Shit
I watched
like
all
that.
those. I didn't get too much into Bear in the Big Blue House, but yeah, Blue's Clues was my shit for a while.
I liked Blue's Clues until they made Steve go off to college. Then I didn't
There's
like
been a
it
couple
anymore.
of those Steves. Steve, Dave, whatever. I don't know. There's been several.
Steve, and then there was Joey. And Steve.
Tribbiani.
No, I wish. I love Joey Tribbiani.
That would be hilarious.
There's a lot of people that think Steve like left because he like was addicted to drugs or he died or something. In reality, he was going bald, and they were like, "It's creepy."
That's the reality?
Yeah.
You can't be bald and hang out with kids?
Yeah,
Well, you probably shouldn't hang out with kids.
I probably shouldn't. have kids. There's a reason I'm not going to school to be a teacher anymore. Parents don't trust me around their kids.
You'd be an interesting teacher.
I'd be a shitty teacher.
Would you, though?
Yeah.
I think you'd be inspirational.
No. I know I wouldn't be inspirational because I was a substitute teacher. And the way I substituted was I came in and said, do whatever the teacher told you guys to do. I'm going to watch Friends.
Nice.
And I'd watch Friends.
See, I've always wanted to try being a substitute just for fun. Just check it out.
It sucks. The money sucks.
Yeah, what is it, like you get $200 like for a week or something like that?
I got paid $50 a day.
50 a day.
But I didn't get paid till the end of the month.
Yeah, but you also can't work more than like 14 days, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like there's a cap on
Yeah.
how much you can really make, which sucks.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan.
There's really no incentive to be a substitute. There's really no incentive to be an actual teacher.
No. You don't get paid a lot. You're never thanked. Kids suck.
Mm,
I know that for a fact.
absolutely. And someone might shoot up your classroom. So
That's true. My first day substituting, ever. I had to take up a zucchini. Some kid brought a zucchini to school, pulled it out of his backpack. Another kid took away the zucchini, started hitting kids with it. I had to take it up.
why did he bring a zucchini to school?
I don't know, he was weird. He also had a dead rabbit in a Ziploc bag.
Did he really?
Yeah, he shot it during lunch.
Shot it with what?
A BB gun.
What the fuck? He had
Not
a
a
BB
BB gun, a 22. No, he went to his house, shot the rabbit.
How old is this fucking kid?
He was probably 16?
Is he in
17 at the
jail?
time? No.
What the hell?
He's just a weird... Yeah, I mean, he's a really nice guy.
That's Michael Myers type shit.
He just wanted to eat it for dinner.
That's a serial killer,
He
man.
was craving dinner. I don't know, man.
You were a sub for a serial killer. Did you
He's-
report him to the office?
No.
Wow.
It was panhandle. Nobody gave a shit. I was just like, okay, Ashton.
He's out here choking hookers somewhere, man.
Nah, he still lives in Panhandle, as far
Oh,
as I know.
choking hookers? There's probably no hookers in Panhandle.
No, we saw some once. They weren't hooking. They were like just stopping through. So they stopped at the gas station. They got out, and I was looking at them, and my mom was looking at me, and she's like, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "Mom, I'm in love."
With the stripper.
They were hot,
Hot hooker.
and then she told me they were hookers.
Of
Now
course.
that I think about it, my mom might have just been lying.
Panhandle's actually for a small town, it's pretty nice. Looks like they have some money there.
They have some money, but it's just
It seems to me like all the small towns around here are either all methed out
yeah, that's true.
or just run down. And then Panhandle's like one of the few that it's like, oh, okay, some people have money here. They
Yeah.
kind of seem like they're doing all right.
We're not really methed out or anything. There's a lot of pot.
Like you're not far from Borger, right?
No, we're
Because Borger is complete trash. Like,
yeah,
you're
Borger's horrible. We are like 28 miles from Borger, 28 miles from Pampa, 28
Okay, yeah.
miles from Amarillo.
Pampa's methed out too.
Pampa's, we've got actually, because in a straight line, there's Pampa, then White Deer, then Panhandle. And we call it the trickle down of drugs. Start in Pampa, it's meth. Trickle down to White Deer, it's cocaine. Trickle down to Panhandle, it's pot.
I actually hear a lot about Tulia when it comes to cocaine.
I don't know nothing about Tulia. Tulia's too far away for me to know anything about it.
That's funny. But no, from what I've heard, like the cartel, they hang out in these small towns
Yeah,
where they don't get and heat on them, where they don't get
yeah.
people don't notice them.
Carson County, where Panhandle is, has, to my knowledge, and I could be mistaken, they have one of the highest drug stops, like highway drug stops in Texas,
It's interesting.
because we stop them on I-40,
Yeah.
and there's a house in Panhandle on the shitty side of town where I grew up, the poor people's side, which the police department uses as like a lockup for all the drugs. And me and my friends in high school spent countless hours looking for it, trying to get some weed.
Really.
Never found it.
Now I know from what Farmer told me in Panhandle, they were all total shitheads to him.
Yeah.
Did you experience that same type of environment?
No, I was cool in high school.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I mean, that's a little braggy. I was homecoming king and like
Really?
mascot and shit
Hell
like
yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Homecoming king and mascot?
Yeah,
That's not a thing.
it is. I was an all-American athlete.
Out here breaking barriers.
That's true. I was a hero.
An athlete in what?
Mascot.
Oh.
It counts. I have a football letterman. I was team manager.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I did theater and shit.
That's cool.
I mean, the key was I was just friendly
Yeah.
with everybody.
I think it probably has something to do with him being the principal's son as well.
That I don't know, man.
But honestly, when
Hondo didn't really, his little brother was pretty popular, and
Really?
people didn't really pick on him or anything.
So I don't know what happened with Farmer. But Farmer was cool as hell when he was at Canyon.
There were a bunch of shitheads in his grade. They like called him gay and shit like that. They thought he was gay.
Yeah.
And tormented him for it because it's Panhandle.
Yeah.
Even though there were 2 gay seniors, they could have just picked on the actual gay people.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah, that sucks though. But no, Farmer's really cool. He actually had his own house in Canyon, and we had the time of our lives there. We acted like we were in college when we were there because he had a college roommate. So there was always liquor there. There was always weed there. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did a couple hallucinogens there. Like it was a great time.
Actually, I had lunch with Farmer. Actually, it might be closer to 2 years ago now. Back when Fuddruckers first opened,
Oh yeah.
my friend Dalton and I went there, and we ended up having lunch with Farmer, his dad, his granddad, a
That's
few
awesome.
other people that were
Pappy.
there. Yeah. I remember because my friend Dalton was like, "Hey man, you want to go out sometime and get a beer?" And Farmer was like, "Oh, I've actually been sober for a few months."
Yeah, he was sober for a long time.
Yeah.
Like almost, I want to say like close to 2 years, maybe, maybe longer. I don't know.
And Dalton was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry," and it was hilarious. He felt so bad, It wasn't a big deal, but
Yeah.
he felt horrible about it, and it made me laugh.
Just from offering him beer?
I like it when he feels bad about things. I like it when anybody feels bad about things.
Do you?
Yeah, it's hilarious
That makes
to
me
me.
feel bad.
Good. I'm feeling joy now.
I like it. I think it's hilarious when people feel awkward. Because it's fun. It's always been enjoyable for me to make people feel awkward. So
Yeah.
It's great. It's wonderful.
It really is. I like making people feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Not uncomfortable in like a rapey vibe.
No, I
Now
can see
that
the
I'm
rapey vibe. Now that you cut your hair.
I keep getting that, man. I went from looking like I was 12 to looking like I'm like 37. People are like, when you
A
cut
little
your
bit,
hair,
a
you
little
look
bit.
older. And I'm like, how much older? And they're like, you look like your Uncle Roy.
Bad
Like,
memories. Bad memories.
I don't want to talk about Uncle Roy.
No, that's funny because at the 806 last time we were there, I said you look like a substitute teacher, and then you actually were a substitute
was a
teacher.
substitute
so
teacher.
That's funny.
Dude, I haven't even been to the 80. I've been going to the 806 at least once a week since I was 14 years old.
Really?
But I barely go now that I live here. I just don't have the time. I'm always at
So
work or I'm sleeping.
Where are you working now?
I work at Synergy. That
Oh yeah, you told me that.
yeah.
You're about to move, huh?
Well, I'm still thinking about it, but I'm probably going to Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
We're opening a store there.
Nice. I bet they have a better comedy scene.
I've heard they've got a really big one.
Fuck yeah. You plan on doing it over there?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I want to do it over there. I'm really excited because all of my material that everybody already knows here, nobody knows in Tulsa.
Exactly.
Also,
That's
it's
the best part.
Oklahoma. They'll laugh at anything.
Yeah.
Their lives are jokes.
And you have that angle to where it's like I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Texas versus Oklahoma type shit.
Oh, there ain't no verses. It's all Texas.
Yeah, but you can play that into your every joke you have, really.
Well, yeah. I got teary-eyed the other day, actually. My friends and I, we were eating Whataburger and watching an episode of King of the Hill where they tried to do an Alamo reenactment. It was the most Texan I've felt in a long time, and it made me proud.
I'll tell you what.
Because I'm not from Texas. I was born in Arizona, but I've lived here since I was 4 months old.
Nice.
And this is the best goddamn state.
I do love Texas,
I
man.
love it so much. We've got at least 7 Alamos.
We have 7?
7.
I thought we had 1.
Yeah, but it's as big as 7. Once you've been to the Alamo.
I still haven't even been to the Alamo.
I went for the first time when I was 19.
Nice.
And I got real emotional about it.
Did you?
I kept looking at my friends and I was like, this is the fucking Alamo.
Did you touch yourself?
I did. I got kicked out. I'm never allowed back. I'm
I
like,
feel like I'd definitely find a dark corner to masturbate in if I was in the Alamo. You know?
oh, I did.
Cool.
I'm like
cool.
Ozzy Osbourne. He peed on it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Is he banned?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a whole thing.
I didn't know about that. Hell yeah.
They had posters of him hanging up, and they were like, "Do not allow entrance." And
What did he
things
call
like
himself?
that.
Like the Lord of Darkness or something?
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness. Yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Lord of Darkness is our dark, unholy matron Satan. I don't believe in Satan, but I'm worried I'm wrong.
I believe in Cthulhu.
I could fuck with Cthulhu.
Well, he seems pretty cool.
I go around, I say Hail Satan a lot because I'm worried that heaven and hell are going to be real when I die. And I'm going to
They very well could be.
I'm going to get to hell.
If you do mushrooms or DMT, you start thinking about things like that, you know?
I'm just nervous.
That's
I'm nervous.
spiritual realm.
Because if I die, I'm going to hell.
You sure?
Yeah, positive. So I feel like if I put enough Hail Satans into the world, I'm going to get to hell. And Satan's going to be like, what's up? I'm going to be like, what's up?
Do you think you'll get a special place in hell? I'm trying to write a bit about special places in hell right now.
I think I'm going to be the one who gets to shove the pineapple up Hitler's ass. That's a little Nicky reference for you. You're welcome for that.
The Deep South. Hell yeah, that's funny.
That's my dream.
Enough Hell Satans. How many Hell Satans do you think it takes to get in, like, to where you're, like, can't leave? You're VIP right now, right?
At least one a day.
I know you're Jewish,
Yes.
but you need Jesus.
Well, people keep telling me that, but I don't know. I even bought a Hail Satan mug.
Dude, I'll baptize you right here.
I've been baptized.
I'll baptize you again. I'll drown your ass.
I don't want to die.
I was gonna say I'll Casey Anthony you, but that's not the. There was a mom who drowned her kids in the tub. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, Andrea something.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Andrea Yates. I know a lot about serial killers and like murders and
I'll
stuff.
bless you in the tub. Not like your uncle.
Uncle Roy.
Different.
I told you I don't want to talk about Uncle Roy. You keep bringing him up, and I keep just feeling ill.
It's just. It feels like an episode of Dr. Phil, you know. We're here with Christian. He's been having some trouble with his uncle here. Catch me outside, girls backstage. That'd be exciting. We should do that.
We should do that.
I'm gonna do skits of Dr. Phil and upload them on YouTube.
Let's call Dr. Phil. Get on his show. We can pretend to be gay lovers.
We definitely can.
Yeah,
I think we could pull it off.
We could pull it off. I'll pull you off as part of the act.
Like, what is that? Is that a euphemism?
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I just popped my finger out of my mouth.
Now
You're welcome.
he just pulled his dick out.
Yep, that's what it was. That's what it sounds like when I pull my dick out. It goes pop.
A lot of air pressure in his pants. I don't
It
know.
is true. Because of my enormous penis.
Large guy. He's very blessed.
Yeah. Blessed with a whole 3.5 inches.
They didn't call him Christian the Whale Cook for nothing.
It's weird that you know that.
Yeah.
My,
Prom King, man.
my best friends all call me, no, not Prom King. We didn't have Prom King.
You said you were Prom King again?
Homecoming King.
Oh, Homecoming King.
Throw some respect on my name. But see, the key to being Homecoming King was I was friends with everyone on the football team. I was friends with everyone in band.
Big dick energy.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I don't know where the energy is coming from because it's not my dick, but
It comes from your dick hitting your kneecaps. That's where that energy comes from. That inertia, that momentum.
I don't think my dick and
You
my
got that-
kneecaps have ever been acquainted.
You got that dick touching the kneecap swag.
He's never been that far down before.
Or maybe you just got, like, hung low with the balls, with the testicles.
They're slapping the lower part of my upper thigh.
Getting it, son.
Yeah,
Homecoming.
it's true. I came home.
Came home twice.
I went to a homecoming party the year after I graduated high school, right
Mhm.
before my car accident, actually. And I drank a lot. I ate a lot of Jello shots and like smoked a lot of weed and spent an hour sitting on the front porch singing David Bowie and looking at the stars, trying not to freak out. Because I thought for sure the cops were going to come and arrest me.
Why?
Because there were these people that wanted to come to the party but weren't invited.
So they called the cops?
Well, their dad was a cop. So they told their dad. But they didn't realize that the person hosting the party had just moved to a different house out in the country.
Oh.
I had a plan. I had an escape plan because it was out in the middle of nowhere, a bunch of fields around us. If we saw the cops coming, me and my friend Adam, we're going to grab our friend Colin and run out into the field and just lay there until the cops left.
That's such a bold strategy.
I don't know why I thought I could carry a whole human being. I wasn't that strong. I'm still not that strong.
That's interesting. So how many people were in your class at Panhandle?
I think 48.
Oh, okay. So it's not hard to...
No.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to do 21 Jump Street, that shit. Go back as a senior, see if I can be homecoming queen. Both.
Matt?
I'm going to go for both.
I'm going to level with you. You look like a 38-year-old man.
So we look the same age.
Yeah.
No,
I
but,
wish I didn't look old.
but if I shave, I think I can pull off 21 maybe.
Maybe 21, but even that's... How old do you think high schoolers are, Matt?
No, there's a few that are 19-ish.
Well, yeah, super seniors.
There was a guy when I was in high school who had a full-ass beard.
We're not allowed to have facial hair at Panhandle.
At all?
Nope. Unless you were in theater and your character required facial hair.
That shit's weird. Like, we weren't allowed to have facial hair for football. Like, we could have a little bit, but if it was enough, they'd have to shave it. I couldn't grow facial hair in high school because I'm half white. So, it was an issue for me, but...
See, I can't grow facial hair because I'm Native American.
I've heard about that. Like,
Just doesn't
what
grow.
tribe is that that's, like, hairless?
All of them. None
Really?
of them grow facial hair, man.
I've got Apache.
I've got Blackfoot and Cherokee.
You don't have black feet.
Oh, you're right. African American feet. My bad. I apologize.
Cherokee. I feel like everyone says Cherokee.
Yeah, that's just what I've always been told. Blackfoot's the only one I could prove.
Colin had a comment where it was like every girl says they're 1/16th Cherokee. So if you fuck 16 white girls, that's a whole Cherokee. So just if you're keeping score.
I've slept with 2 women. I don't think either of them were Cherokee.
They're both white though.
They were both
So
white.
they probably had some Cherokee.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so I'm 2/16 of the way there, or
Yeah,
1/8.
you're almost there. 1/8,
if you
yeah.
want to look at it like that.
Your dick has been 1/8 Cherokee.
That's about as much Blackfoot as I have is 1/8.
1/8 Blackfoot.
Yeah,
It's too bad you didn't get the whole Blackfoot, you know? Because then your dick would be hitting your kneecaps.
it would be.
Yeah.
My foot's dick, not my dick. My dick's still white.
Mm,
It's still Jewish.
unfortunately.
Jewish
so it
men
is
have small
circumcised.
penises. No,
No?
no.
Oh,
It's a quarter circumcised. I'm
You-
only a quarter Jew.
you got the hood on.
I got most of the hood on. The doctors didn't cut enough off,
It happens.
so I got most of it.
Dude, speaking of circumcision, I'm trying to run a joke about this as well. But did you know there's like a certain sect of Jews where to stop the bleeding after the circumcision,
Oh, God, yeah.
the rabbi puts his mouth on the baby's dick?
And the babies all start getting herpes.
Is that not the weirdest thing ever?
It's so gross.
Wait, the babies, is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Babies get herpes?
yeah.
All right, I got to write that
New
down.
York
Add that
State
in.
was like, no more. You're done. And the rabbis were like, why?
Imagine being like going to a church and you know your rabbi puts baby dicks in his mouth. You
Yeah.
know? Like that's got to be weird.
This is Rabbi Stevenson. Do you perform any circumcisions today, Rabbi Stevenson? Yeah. Here's some gum, Rabbi Stevenson.
That's so weird. Oh, that's
Oh.
crazy because I thought it was just Catholics that were, you know,
Into kid dick?
yeah, into
No,
kid dick.
it's all of them.
Yeah, apparently.
You got people from every church into kid dick. It's just Catholics are into it the most. It's all that pent
Definitely.
up can't have sex.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why? That's not even biblical. Or it's like, there's nothing in the Bible. It's like, hey, if you're a priest, you can't fuck bitches. That's not.
And
That's
I ain't
not a
read
thing.
enough of the Bible to argue that point, so I just have to believe you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
There's
here we
nothing in
are.
there about like, hey, if you're preaching, you can't marry a woman. Has never been said.
That's true. I buy
So-
that.
So these guys are just like, let's just hide from vaginas.
Well, there's also nothing in the Bible that says, hey, you have to have a king with a big hat. That's all the Pope is. And look, I'm not trying to like disenfranchise any Catholics.
No,
I'm
you're
just
right.
saying,
You're right. You're right. That's funny as hell.
y'all got
though.
an issue with fucking kids. Reevaluate a little bit. Even this
Definitely
Pope,
need to
who's supposed to be
reevaluate.
like the cool dad Pope.
Yeah.
Like, you had your real dad, Pope Benedict, the Nazi, and then you get your cool new hip dad,
Mhm.
your stepdad.
And this Pope's trying to like voice his opinions on politics and shit. And it's
He's
just
trying to
like,
be cool. He's trying to take you to Chuck E.
dude,
Cheese.
just be the Pope.
Yeah.
Just do your Pope
He's
shit.
like, yeah, man, smoke weed, stuff like that. Let gays get married. Global warming's real. And you're
Yeah.
like, all right, Jim, but it's still really weird that I wake up at night and you're jerking me off.
Yeah.
Because people are still raping kids in the Catholic Church, and he's still like, just move to
Relocate.
a new church. Yeah.
Super weird. They
Okay.
should have like a To Catch a Predator, but like a Catholic priest version. You know,
hmm
I think it'd be exciting.
Also, Catholics scare me. I've been to one Catholic service in my entire
Oh,
life.
it's terrifying. I went to a
They-
Catholic wedding. It lasted like 8 days.
Oh, I know. They take
Fucking
forever,
assholes.
and there's like a lot of repetition. So like the priest will say something, and
Yeah.
then or there's a lot of call and response. Where the priest will
Brainwashing.
say something, and then everyone in the pew says something back, and then the whole
And they
doing
have
the cross
things on the
thing,
bottom
and-
of the pew where you like put it down so you can kneel.
yeah.
It's just like forcing me
And
to kneel.
people were glaring at me because I didn't know any of this stuff, and I was like, I've never been here before, man.
I think the priest like rings a bell too, right? Does he have a little bell?
I don't know. This was like a funeral type
Oh.
thing.
Yeah, but yeah, they got some hella weird customs.
Yeah. But when it was done, they served brisket. That's
Okay.
pretty nice.
I'm in.
I fuck with brisket.
I'm in.
There was brisket, which I didn't know was Catholic, and then German sausage, which I definitely knew was Catholic. There's my prom date, actually, my senior year, her family was Catholic. And after my accident, her mom, a friend of mine named Amy, her mom brought German sausage to my house. And I text my friend Amy and I was like, hey, your mom brought me German sausage. And she said, that's the most Catholic gift she could ever give you. So it's like a whole thing. Apparently they really love German sausage.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
Germans,
I don't
man.
get it.
There's actually a lot of Germans in Texas and Mexico.
Yeah.
Oddly.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but yeah.
So I've started going up to German girls and saying, hey, do you want my Frankenfurter?
Frankenfurter? Schnitzel?
No, I can't call it a schnitzel. Schnitzels are real thin.
Schnitzel. I forgot what was a cartoon I watched. This dude did like a schnitzel song for. And it was super funny. What was that? Hoodwinked maybe? I don't know.
Hoodwinked.
That shit was hilarious.
That was a movie that came out like 30 years ago.
Yeah, when I was just 31.
Yeah.
But now I'm 37.
Yeah, you're old. No, I'm 37. You're 38.
Yeah, I'm 38.
Keep telling you. You don't listen. Keep freaking out because your aunt's got a blanket.
Yeah.
And I keep catching it out of the corner of my eye, and I think it's my dog staring at me. How the hell would my dog be here? I didn't bring him.
That would be interesting. You know,
It's freaking me out. I've been
you're
drinking
37.
too much.
Jesus died at 33, which means you're not a good enough Jew.
Actually, we killed Jesus. I'm writing a joke about that right now. Christ killer is my favorite racial
Christ
like,
killer.
slur.
Do you listen to the Joey Diaz podcast?
No.
Because he has a guy on there named Lee, and he introduces him every day as the Christ killer, and it's hilarious.
I love it because people are always like offended by slurs, and like there's a Jew slur that it's the word kike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not huge on that word, but if someone calls me a Christ killer, I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's an accomplishment, man.
Like, hey, Christ killer, and I'm like, yeah, heavy metal.
I'm gonna make a timeline about how killing Jesus caused 9/11.
Okay.
I'll let you.
I believe you can do it.
I'll let
I
you
think
know
it's
when I'm
really easy to do because, I mean, anything that happened leads to everything else that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could make a thing about me losing my 2 fingers is why I became a comedian. Because I lost my 2 fingers, spent all my time sitting on my ass watching TV, watched a show called Miss Maisel because I'd watched everything else and was like, you know, I've always wanted to do stand-up. Now it's time to finally start actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a month later, I went and did that show at Whiskey River.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the timeline of how my fingers
That's
caused me
interesting.
to go into
Yeah, I
comedy.
think I used to be afraid of the sound toilets made when you flushed them,
Mm-hmm.
so I would just go shit in closets. And I think that's what made me a comedian. It was just shitting in closets.
I don't think you were shitting in closets.
I was shitting in closets.
I think you were there with my Uncle Roy. I don't want to talk about it.
Speaking of Uncle Roy, was he Catholic?
Talk about it. For anyone that is listening, don't worry. I don't have an Uncle Roy.
And yes, he is Catholic.
Yeah, he is. He kept telling me I was a good little altar boy. He made me wear these little costumes. I was uncomfortable.
That's funny.
I'm glad you find rape funny, Matthew.
I find rape hilarious, honestly. Everything.
Call the cops.
Everything we're not supposed to laugh at in 2018 is everything that I want to talk about.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There are tons of times where I've made, like, okay, the Aurora shooting.
Yeah.
During Dark Knight Rises. Like 20 minutes after the news broke out, I got on Facebook and I was like, I hear people in Colorado are dying to see the new Batman movie. And my grandma called me and yelled at me.
She called you?
Yeah, she was mad.
That's intense.
Right after the Boston bombing, I kept saying shit like, did you guys see the Boston Marathon? It had an explosive finish.
Boom.
There were a bunch of runners that were like, man, yeah, this was so difficult. I almost felt like my legs were blown off. Stuff like that.
That's funny. After the Vegas shooting, I made a joke immediately, like the day after maybe, about how I was about to propose to this girl as soon as she gets back from that country concert in Las Vegas. And then I told it on stage, and they'd be like, oh, and I'd just be like, what? You don't think she's coming back? And then I was super proud of that joke. But you could only tell it for maybe 6 months, and then it was
Yeah.
like everyone's already forgot about Vegas.
That's the hard thing about like mass shootings and stuff. Joking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Typically, it's forgotten. 9/11's never gonna be forgotten.
That's true.
I love
9/11.
9/11.
But there was a local comic who was doing a Boston bombing joke, like, and he never stopped saying it. And it was just like, dude, nobody fucking knows what that is anymore. Like, I mean, they probably do, but it's like not recent enough to be funny.
It was Chaz. Fuck you, Chaz. Chaz is gonna listen to this and come
Fuck
kick
you,
my
Chaz.
ass.
Chaz won't kick your ass. He'll make a really long Facebook post. Be like, this white guy, he was on a podcast, and I was talking to my mom, and she was like, "You need to chill, Chaz." And I was like, "I don't speak Spanish, Mom. I'm only half. I'm white privilege." You know, and that's really all he's gonna
I
say.
ran naked for my cowboy.
Facebook posts are ridiculous.
I love Chaz's Facebook posts. They make me laugh and laugh.
Chaz is hilarious, but it's just like, dude, he's doing so much on Facebook.
It's funny to me when he calls himself a white Mexican, because I've met actual white
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans. My friend Jacob, white Mexican.
Me?
This guy Matt Villegas that I know,
Yeah.
white Mexican. But Jacob, you wouldn't even, his name is Jacob Anthony Helker.
Yeah, I didn't know he was half.
Yeah, half. His mom's birth name is Rodriguez. She's full Hispanic. The way you can tell, typically, is you would look at his eyebrows, and they're real bushy, and you'd be like, oh, yeah, Hispanic. But, actually, he gets his eyebrows from his white dad.
Interesting.
It's bullshit. And then he tries to talk Spanish and talk about how good menudo is, and I'm like, shut the
Oh, I
fuck
love
up,
menudo.
cracker. I hate menudo.
It's my favorite food.
I hate tripe. I hate it. It's like chitlins. I hate chitlins.
I fucks with all of them. All the bad parts of the animal.
I'm sure
down.
you do.
Yep.
You're disgusting.
It's great for hangovers, I hear. That's just an excuse Mexicans make
Yeah.
to eat more menudo.
Yeah. I did do this thing called the Mexican cold
You did a
cure.
Mexican?
No. Not yet. It's on my list.
What's the Mexican cold cure?
It's
You rub an egg on yourself?
No. Maybe. That might be one of them. It's you take a shot of vodka, you bite down on a lime, you rub Vicks on your chest, and then you cut an onion in half and set it next to you on a windowsill.
Oh, yeah.
Then you wake up, the onion's black, and you feel better. Like, I don't feel better. You just made me take a shot of vodka.
Yeah, that's always been the Mexican medicine. It's just liquor, tequila.
I can't drink fucking vodka much anymore.
I have a bottle if you want a shot.
No.
It'll help your cold.
My 21st birthday.
I'll rub an egg on you, too. I got eggs.
Don't rub it. No. I don't want no egg rubbing.
Okay, fine.
They scare me.
Uncle Roy had a lot of eggs.
I don't want to talk about Uncle Roy.
He smelled like eggs.
He did smell like eggs. I did get a ride from this dude once in the car who he drove me and my little brother to a restaurant in Panhandle. I don't know why we got in this guy's car. He was like a guy my grandma knew, kind of.
Oh
And he
shit!
was like-
That's always the rapist,
Yeah.
the one that knows you.
Yeah. And he was like, well, I mean, like, he was a KKK member and stuff like that. He's
Was he
actually
really?
in federal prison for a hate crime right now.
Wow.
Against a black man.
American History X.
I got in his car, and it smelled like bacon. And I was like,
He's a cop.
no, not that kind of bacon. Like actual bacon, not like bitch bacon.
That's weird.
I hate cops. I say that. My dad's a cop. He was a cop.
Mm.
My uncle was a cop.
What happened? They got kicked off the force for
No.
shooting black people.
No, my dad just stopped being a cop after a year and a half. My uncle retired. He was a cop here in Amarillo for like 47 years.
I've always thought about joining the force just so I could go rogue. You know?
I'm taking the law into my own hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die hard.
Die harder. Die hardest. Live free or die hard.
I was just thinking the other day how much I would love to attend Bruce Willis's funeral, so we can just see how many jokes people throw in about Die Hard. So I think it'll be a great funeral.
Bruce decided to die. And it's been really hard. I'm hilarious.
And then the whole crowd laughs.
That's his son giving his eulogy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Definitely.
I don't know if he's got a son.
He's probably got several.
Probably. Look at him.
It's a
Man's
man.
a fox.
Lots of testosterone in that man.
That's what I'm waiting for. He's got that movie Glass coming out.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting on that.
Did you see that original with I forgot what the original's called.
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
I've seen Unbreakable, then I saw Split.
Split was really cool.
Split was cool.
I didn't like the beginning scene though. Like when he gets in the car with those women
Yeah.
and they act like they can't get out. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of the car. Like, if you don't want to get kidnapped, leave. And they're just
Yeah.
all, oh, what do we do? Like, bitch, you deserve to die right now.
Then they get sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to get kidnapped, basically. Was what that was. They were asking for it. Did you see what they were wearing?
Yeah.
But no, that's the only scene that bothered me. Other than that, the movie was cool.
Yeah, we actually, my roommates and I just watched Split because one of my roommates had never seen it. And so we were like, okay, we showed you Unbreakable, now we're going to show you Split. You're going to be ready for Glass.
Have you seen the South Park version of Split?
I think so.
It's
I've seen
the,
every episode.
That Chinese guy who owns the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And then Inspector Butters, or Butters, all his characters. It's a great show. Great episode.
It is a great episode.
It's like, I wouldn't hurt a fry.
Damn Mongolians.
Oh, that's good stuff. So we are at the 2-hour mark. We can wrap it up
Jesus.
now. 10 o'clock.
I'm going to go to Chili's.
Good time. Chili's?
Yeah.
What they got over there?
You can order online and carry it out. I'm going to get chicken Alfredo and go home.
Of course you are. Is it better than your Alfredo?
No.
Then why don't you go buy some ingredients? Whip up some Alfredo.
Because this is faster.
Let's do an Alfredo podcast.
No.
What not?
You're dead to me.
But are you down to come back on the podcast with the other historian?
Yeah.
Okay, bring some Alfredo.
Yeah. No.
No?
I'll do one of those things.
Okay, do one of those things. Don't bring Alfredo.
I won't bring Alfredo.
I'll prepare Alfredo myself.
Okay.
And it will be poisoned.
Okay. I want to die.
And it will remind you of Uncle Roy. And
Okay.
bring back bad memories.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I got Sundays off.
Mhm.
Just hit me up. I'll be here.
Is every shirt you own a button up?
Every overshirt I own's a button up.
Hmm.
But like this shirt I'm wearing right now, I got on. I'm actually, I'm on this podcast. I'm repping another
All right,
podcast.
he's taking his dick out again.
I am. I want Matt to look at it. Yeah, it's
Super. He's putting it on the table.
last podcast on the left.
I hear it's about serial killers, right?
Serial killers, cults, stuff like that. They're actually the reason I yell Hail Satan as much as I do.
Because they hail Satan.
They sign off every show with Hail Satan, Hail Geen, Hail Yourselves, and then a Magustalations, which is like thank you for being fans or something like that. So like my Hail Satan mug is merchandise from them that I bought.
I sign off every show with I don't eat ice cream, I eat ass cream. So
Oh, okay.
we're very similar in that respect.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you ever eaten the booty? I feel like I need to ask more guests that. That's going to be my
Now that's private,
recurring theme.
but no.
I like when you go into your country self.
I do. I
'Cause-
like it a lot. My friends don't like it. They're sick of it.
You kind of look like you, like a junior high football coach or like PE teacher or
I
something.
feel like a junior high PE teacher a lot of the time.
We're going to play some dodgeball today.
All right, now what I want y'all to do is take these balls and dodge them. Dodge them hard. And they never do. They never dodge them, man.
You pull your cell phone out, I'm sending you straight to the office.
This is going to be one of my favorite descriptions of an episode ever.
You're damn right it will.
It's going to be hilarious.
You're hilarious.
I try to be.
The very funny Christian Cooke.
That's what they call
I just
me.
reintroduced you.
You did.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having
a great
me.
episode.
It's been fun.
We had one lull where I forgot what I was thinking about because
Yeah.
I do that quite often.
Yeah.
But other than that, great conversation.
Yeah.
Talked a lot about your dick.
Yeah, we did.
So
My
which is
Uncle
always-
Roy came up a lot.
He did. The more you mentioned not wanting to talk about him, the more I wanted to talk about him.
The more I talked about him,
Yeah, and we're actually starting a podcast, a co-podcast called My Uncle Roy.
coping with my Uncle Roy.
Coping with my Uncle Roy. We actually have Uncle Roy backstage right now. But first, we're gonna get some words from Christian here about what he's been through and how he's handling the trauma.
Matt, I don't want to talk about it. I keep telling you.
All right, and we certainly understand. We're gonna go ahead and bring out Uncle Roy. We'd like to come on out here now. That's my Dr. Phil impression.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
bad. It's almost as bad as my Seinfeld impression.
Yeah.
What's the deal with podcasts?
That
that's
was horrible. Don't ever do that to me again.
ever
No. Well, maybe a couple more times.
a couple more times.
Couple more times.
All my impressions are half-ass. I actually won an award for a Morgan Freeman impression, but I feel like I can't do it anymore. I
Why?
haven't said it in a long time. Let me try.
Howard.
Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. That's all I got.
That's actually not horrible.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's surprisingly not bad.
Yeah. Won an award, no big deal.
Hmm.
Oh, it was for a Chipotle commercial that I made. Wish I still had it. But anyway.
What? Your laugh is too weird. I don't want. I want to get off
My
Matt's
life is
wild
weird.
ride.
You can't get off on my podcast. I tell you what.
Oh, I got off. I peaked a lot.
David's really good at impressions. When you going to the... You said you're going to go to the open mic this week?
I might try and hit one up. I don't know. It all depends.
Dude, fuck Synergy. Escape rooms. You do the escape rooms, right?
I do escape
Okay,
rooms.
my boss is setting up a thing where we all go into an escape room.
Okay.
Are there like puzzles on the walls? Like, how's it work? We got to find keys?
There's a bunch of
What's-
stuff. It depends on the room for the most part. But some of our rooms have wall decorations that gives you clues. Some of our rooms have audio clues at the beginning. One of our rooms has written clues on a prop that you have to specifically find in the room.
What's the longest someone's been in there?
We have an hour limit, so an hour.
Oh, really? So no one's ever been stuck in there for like 8 hours? Like, I just want to crack the code.
No, we can't make any money that way.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're trying to sell as many rooms as possible.
Hell yeah.
$25 a pop.
That's not bad.
Nah.
Not even like... Synergy is actually like fairly cheap.
Yeah, it's the thing about Synergy.
It's not horribly priced.
Everything in there is cheap, but to do everything in there is not cheap.
Makes
So
sense.
like we serve food, and people would think it's a movie theater that serves regular food. That food's gonna be really expensive, but our most expensive burger is like $13. Comes with fries, and it's got like pulled pork and bacon and all kinds of shit on it.
Yeah. And you got the $5 movies on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind. I didn't think they'd do that.
Yeah. I didn't think we were gonna do that, and then we started doing it, and I was like, oh shit.
That's put Hollywood out of business.
Don't matter to me. I get everything free.
Do you?
Yeah.
So have you could you do the escape rooms?
Yeah.
Are they like I mean, I know you already know how to do them.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have the knowledge, you think you'd still be able to pull it off?
Well, I've done the rooms. I had to do all of the rooms.
Oh, really?
Before.
Did you get them all under an hour?
I think I got all but our hardest in under the hour.
Nice.
The hardest one, Mission Matrix, I think it was like an hour and 5 minutes or something like that.
Are any of them themed? I want to do an escape room where they like drug you, and you wake up and it's
We don't have anything quite like that.
and you're replaying Saw,
Each
You're
of our
chained
rooms
up,
has a theme, yeah.
and someone has to chop their foot off. Like, that's the kind of escape room I want to be a part of.
You just want bad things to happen to you.
Yeah, I want to be kidnapped for sure.
Okay, yeah, no, we don't do anything like... We've got Diamond Heist, The Haunting.
If there's a thing I can pay for someone to drive up to me in a van, put a blanket over my head or a sheet over my head, and just kidnap me, take me to a room that I have to get out of, I want to do that. How much would that cost?
Shit, I'll do it for $25 and a Coke.
$25 and a Coke, okay.
And a Coke. Coca-Cola.
I got you. I'll get you 2 Cokes.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe even a cherry Coke.
That is the best Coke.
It is.
Cherry.
The one with vanilla is not bad.
Yeah.
I think they did cherry vanilla at one point.
Cherry vanilla is really good. They make cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper now. I can't buy it. Drink it too fast.
I can't really fuck with Dr. Pepper.
I do. I love Dr. Pepper.
I like to eat spicy food, and Dr. Pepper just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper's a bitch. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast. Thank you for coming.
Thank
I'm gonna
you
go to
for
an escape
having me.
room soon.
Okay.
When are you leaving?
If I leave... Damn. I'm not leaving till middle of February, sometime around there.
Okay,
so I'm
cool.
here for a while. I'm still
So
here
yeah,
for a while.
I'll be in the escape room this month. So
Alright.
I'll see you there. You'll see me on camera.
Okay.
And I'll flip
That's
you
true.
off or something.
I do watch you guys
Hell yeah.
when you do the rooms.
Dope.
Dope.
You seem like a guy that would watch people. But anyway, we're wrapping up the podcast. Like I said, thanks for coming. It's been a great episode. We do have an open mic at House Bar Tuesday, an open mic at Whiskey River Wednesday. And we're doing a show on the 28th at Drunken Oyster and on the 15th at Whiskey River. So we've got 2 shows right now this month. We'll most likely have 3. I just have to hit up T's Bar or Leftwoods. Or maybe Zombies. I don't know. But stay tuned, guys. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. Peace. Oh, is there anything you want to plug? Social media? Christian Cooks Food.
Yeah.
Christian Cooks Food on Instagram. Check the man's out.
Christian_Cook on Twitter.
Christian the Christ Killer.
Yeah.
Miller Vanilla. I'm a new rapper and I don't got a dilla. With these hoes, he's coughing a lot.
I'm dying.
Yeah, he's been sucking a lot of dick. Enough about my Uncle Roy. Okay, I'll wrap it up now. Any last words?
Thanks for having me. I look forward to entertaining y'all till I'm gone.
All right. Praise the Lord.